I learned not to underestimate people because it was like this other 15-year-old black kid from Newcastle. I like, oh, you're 15. He's short as well, yeah. I was like, oh, your markets go boom. So normally when I run with people because I race like loads of kids in the street and that for fun because I'll just leave them. I'm like running with this kid and he's like right there. Like shit, I gotta take this seriously. And then he starts getting ahead of me. That I'm like, you know when you're like shit, your reputation. And it was that close. The second time I raced him and I beat him, but it was like because when you underestimate someone, you would be thinking, he can't be that fast. But there's other fast people in this world.
Yeah, there is. There is. And that's the bitch of it, mate. That's the bitch of it. Do you know what I'm saying?
We just made your next YouTube video, the fastest man in Teesside.
Yeah, I did it with him. He left me. Richard, I'm gonna do Newcastle because in Teesside, Richard, if you watch the video racing
we'll put a link to it. We'll actually put a link to it as well. Like once the podcast gets released. Oh man,
but he's so canny though. He's them hard-working guys. Like when we link up, there's no nonsense where. We're doing training. We're at the gym. You can squat 200 kg on one leg, just with one foot.
What's the size of these guys' calves?
Jesus Christ!
Stiff breath.
Yeah.
He's an absolute unit.
Damn.
Are they like Jack Grealish's calves? Because he's got some good calves. You know what I mean? Jack Grealish. Yeah. You know them calves? It's like you just can't help but admire. You know what I mean?
That sounds wrong.
Screw Grealish. I just want his calves for Arsenal. Do you know what I'm saying? That's all I want. So, but no, you're right though, mate. And that's why I personally don't race because my legs are too long. By the time I get them going, everyone's beating me. So it's one of those things. But this guy, I'm telling you right now, I would love to see that one time, right? One time I would love to see you two against each other. In a race. But it will be 30 meters sub, so you will burn out by 25.
30 too long. 13. I'll go 13.
30 meters.
That's 2 steps of mine, 13 meters. What are you talking, bro?
Who the hell do you think you are, like Jordan?
Hey, I could do a 2-3 like Jordan, man.
2-3 like Jordan? Shit. Bro, I watched the Jordan documentary.
Which one, The Last Dance?
Yeah. Is that what it's called?
Did you watch it all? There's 7 episodes or 10 episodes even. What are you talking about?
First episode.
Okay, so you are 1/10.
Is it an episode thing? I thought it was a movie.
No, it's 8 episodes or something.
This guy,
8
man.
parts. What?
Jordan
was the best, man. Are you a basketball fan?
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, basketball wasn't really for me just because I was meant to be good at it because I'm black. And when you're not good at it when you're black, people are like, wait, what?
What's happened here?
Are you normal? I'm like,
you know what basketball is, though, right?
Yeah. I know what it is.
Cool. You bounced the ball a couple of times. Yeah, that's good.
I was all right at it, but it was just the expectation. I was just like, you know what? To hell with basketball,
just because of the expectation. That's brilliant.
Because I was fasting inside the stereotype of being fast. I wasn't a fast swimmer, so it's the stereotypes were making sense. And then basketball is wait a minute. Why not that one? And they always look at the one you can't do. And
do what you can't do. Yeah.
Damn,
that must feel horrible.
Well, come on, man. Asians go through it as well with cricket, innit? Yeah. Albanians go through with taking videos,
with mafias and stuff like that. Do you know what I mean? That's what we're known for. Yeah, people. We do that for sport, man. Do you know what I mean? That's what we do. Clandestine and all that stuff.
I'm just saying, man. That's mad.
That is pretty good. I have to admit, that's pretty funny. That is pretty funny.
Well, are you in your footy and stuff like that?
Yeah, football. That's where I'm at.
Are you Borough fan?
Yeah. What?
Borough fan?
No.
Would you support?
Why would you
Manchester United?
Top of the league.
Top of the league.
Sorry, bro. I'll put this away.
This guy looking
I'll put this away.
with his top.
What position?
This guy, yeah. I think they're.
What?
I'm in a sat down position right now. I'm in a sat down position right now.
Anyway,
that's what's happening.
Lacazette, let's get back onto it.
That's not.
It's all right. It's all right. The Manure fans are here today, so it is what it is. It's January. That's recording, but that's fine.
Are we recording?
No, we're always recording. We're always recording. No,
test.
Yeah,
1, 2.
I tell you what. Give me go on. Give me some levels.
This is the levels.
Can you just?
These are the levels.
No, you need to. I don't understand this
These
guy.
are the levels out here.
I can't turn you
the
up
levels.
I can't turn you up anymore, bro. I don't know what you want me to do here. Go on. Do it again.
These are the levels out here.
That'll do.
All right.
Give me some levels, bro.
Levels testing. Do I need closer?
See if you can pull it a little bit closer to yourself. I want to get some bass.
Some BS.
How about that?
Yeah, that's some good shit right there.
Shit.
That's what
we already started with the Geordie accent kind of BS.
The BS.
Yeah, they won't care what's happening. Black Geordie.
You never even knew.
You didn't even know.
You never know. That was so bad.
No.
That was so bad.
That's why you don't do accents, right? Okay.
Jesus, that's the worst Geordie accent I've ever heard.
Well,
Isn't it?
you know what the
That's it,
funny
you're
thing
doing
is?
that.
I studied in Newcastle as well. I studied
Wow.
the art of the accent.
No, you didn't. You
No, I
did not.
didn't. I studied history.
Me, I'm a proper Geordie lad. When I want to be Geordie, I can be Geordie, you know what I mean?
Oh,
Hey,
shit.
that's all right. That's all right. That's not too bad. I have to admit.
Ooh,
That's
who's
pretty
this
good.
kid like?
This Geordie guy over here,
Yeah,
I think you all
We've
know
got the
by now.
Geordies here in Borough, so
I'm from Teesside, Redcar.
You're from Redcar?
Kerry, can I get a computer?
No, it's Ricky.
Redcar.
it's Ricky. You've got to go with the K.
Yeah,
You gotta
Redcar.
get your chest out.
That's it.
Ricky.
It's like,
Hey,
it's like saying
hey,
what in Spanish? Ricky. So
It's mad.
I
it's
got
mad.
Dalo.
Yeah,
What's Dalo like?
Dalo, oh, up the borough. Is it borough?
the butter, up the butter,
Up the barra, borough.
up the butter.
Borough.
Like, butter in it. It's butter. It's butter.
The
All
borough.
right. I love it.
Like Palmo, Teesside Palmo.
Yes,
Oh,
lad.
I love a fucking palm.
Do you like your
mate.
Palmos, by the way?
Oh, first Palmo I had was in Teesside, yeah. Oh my days.
Tell me about it.
Newcastle were lacking on Palmos, I can't lie. Ours taste like cardboard.
Wait.
You
Were
could-
you
is there
actually, were you
Palmos
actually
in
thinking that you were going to get a nice palmo in Newcastle? Is that what you said?
So you went to
no,
Borough first
It
and
lives in
I've
Teesside.
never had a Palmo.
Lives in Teesside. That's all I'm saying.
Because I've never had a Palmo till I moved to Teesside. So I moved here like 3 years ago. I met this guy called Mohammed. The crazy thing, I'm just walking through the street. I see this guy. I'm like, yo, do you know any football clubs? And this guy called Mohammed. We're talking, we make friends. And we're just talking about like, oh, so what's Teesside like? He's just telling me about the area, this, is that. Then he mentions a Parmesan. But you just said a Palmo. I'm like, what's that? He's like, you've never had one? He's like, cool, one day I'm going to take you for a Palmo.
Sick.
He took me that day, yeah. Changed my life. That's
That Palmo, yeah. Straight away you liked it because people take a while to get hooked up to
Who
it.
takes a while to like a
People-
palmo? No, you
My
either you
Leeds
like it or
cousins,
you
my
don't.
Leeds cousins,
Yeah,
they
but-
took a while. Now every time they come up, they have to get one back.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
have to
the
take
only
one
reason,
back.
sorry, the only reason that happened is because they didn't get it from the right place.
Yeah.
Once you
Yeah,
get it
that's
from the
maybe
right
true.
place, you do not need, like, you don't need convincing that a palmo's nice.
Yeah.
That's
Have
all
you,
I'm saying.
Did you then spend your days trying to convince your Geordie friends and stuff?
Yeah, because there's the thing. You can get Palmos in Newcastle, yeah, and it's absolutely rancid. Like the chicken tastes like cardboard.
just don't.
It's
No. I don't even wanna- no, that's
innit?
disgusting.
So it gives Palmos a bad name. But when I came here, right, my favorite takeaway here is Khan's Fish Bar, yeah.
Oh, shout out
my
Stockton.
days, yeah. The Palmos they do, I don't know what it is like. The chicken to cheese ratio, it just
Yeah, yeah,
slices
yeah.
nicely,
That's
and
it.
it's like.
Do you know what it is?
Khan's Fish Bar, available on Food
Sorry,
Penny.
can I just say that we definitely have to ask you this question at the end because like we ask every single one of our guests. So I'm really glad that you're a big palmo lover because we are definitely going to ask that question.
We'll go. We're here, live, parked up anywhere. That was a long ass intro, innit?
Was that the
Yeah.
intro?
Parked
Wow.
up anywhere podcast, extra space, and we're here with Bobby.
I'm Larry.
And the original African. Get.
We've got our great guest today, and we're gonna have a good fun. And the English has gone out the window. Let's go.
If we look closely here, you'll find the English, but no. So I'm I'm a bit of a problem here because like again, the original African like, can I? How do I?
What
Like
do
is
we
it
call
is
it?
it is
Do
it
we
like
call
do
it-
I call it the orig or can I call it
The emphasis is on the. So it's
The
the
original
original
African.
You know,
Okay,
people
okay.
tend to get it wrong.
Is
Sometimes
it altogether like the original
original.
African?
no, you need to hit the separately. Like like when like the greatest of all, it's the.
Okay.
The
I get
great,
you.
like that. It presents it.
Say with
It's
your
like-
chest type of
yeah.
thing. Yeah.
And
Okay.
then
like a double E in a
yeah,
way.
yeah, double E. And once that V's there, it's like you're talking about someone serious, isn't
Let me
it?
try it. We are here today with the original African.
You see that? This is
that-
my new
Was that
presenter
alright?
right
Was that
here.
alright?
That's
Was that
my new.
alright?
When
Was
when
that
I go
alright?
for my first boxing fight,
That's what we're talking about. That's
This
what we're
who
here
we
to do.
need. This who we
do a
need.
boxing
That's what we're
one.
here.
Do a
What?
boxing one. Can
But,
you do a little-
okay,
'cause
like
I
what?
know you practice this
Let's
stuff.
get ready to rumble.
no,
Okay, no, I'm
like
not doing
introducing
that.
it.
Oh, okay, introduce it. Okay. Sorry, I thought you meant the. Okay.
We have in this corner.
And in the red corner, we have the original African.
Lame, man.
That was alright. That was alright. Look,
the
no, 'cause
original.
I was doing it with his biceps, because he put one up and then it did put the other one up and
Oh,
then I
sorry,
finished it. Do you know what I'm
sorry,
saying? I was going with the sinking, but anyway, okay. Look, I like it. I like it. So that's what we're going. So is it okay? So the original African. See,
Yeah.
I can't get away with that. I can't get away with.
or you could
it's
call
too long.
me by my government name,
Okay,
Zokabano Togara Pasi Panze.
we will beep that out. No. No, we beep out real names. We don't do real names here.
All right.
We try to keep everyone, unnoticed.
Well, then you can just use ASAP.
ASAP
Yes,
it is. No, that's brilliant. That's brilliant.
So African, what we're saying.
So, Mr. Original, the thing is, right, what I'm trying to ask. No, that's good. That's good.
No,
No,
they actually call me The. That's the name.
Sorry,
The.
The.
Mr. V.
Yeah.
Mr. V.
Mr.
That's
V
me.
is he
Yeah.
with us today.
And
No,
I am he.
and Bobby and Larry and the.
Original African. And you know what? There's not enough. Like we were saying earlier, how would you actually describe yourself? So you've got YouTube content creator, we've got entertainer, we've
Influencer.
got influencer,
Comedian.
we've got comedian.
No, that's a woman.
Comedian.
Comedian, obviously. Of course.
We've got activist. We've got interviewer, haven't we? We've got
Lover,
actor,
don't forget Lover.
Love Island participant. Tapes are missing still. We've got
Still pending on that. Still
Pending.
pending.
the original
yes.
African man.
Yes.
Just how's it going? How's it going?
Yeah, I'm good. Well, obviously, you guys know me, the original African. Go around, finding the hardest people in different areas, I like a good scrap, I grew up in Newcastle, so, like, everyone loves it. Like, as much as I hate violence, sometimes, we're lads. Boys will be boys. Yeah, when
Things happen.
Things happen, and
Yeah.
it's like, I'll go around in public, and it'll just be like, you know what, he looks pretty hard. I've got to ask him for a fight, That's
sick.
Man.
That's
You're
too sick.
mad, you
It's
obviously.
like-
You know what?
Go on.
I put the question out before you came on. Obviously, I put it on our Instagram. I packed up anyway, and I put it out. What is the question that people want me to ask you? And overwhelmingly, am I right, Larry? Overwhelmingly, they asked me this one question, and I'm going to give you this bit of advice, kind of not even advice, but for free. You are going to get asked this question. Any interview you do, any podcast, anything going forward, I guarantee this question will be asked. So I do apologize if you have been asked it, and if you haven't, just mention us every time you get asked it.
Yeah.
Okay, but do you want to mention the question?
Let's get some plugs in.
Do you want to mention the questions?
The question is, have you ever been in serious trouble when you've gone out there?
So I've been really, really tense situations, but I've never been hit yet. That's what I'm waiting for, because that's the money video.
Never been.
No,
That's fair, that's fair.
This
You
is
heard
the
it here
thing.
first.
When someone, because I want it to be natural, so people saying like, oh, why don't you set it up? But I want it to be natural. I want it to be, I'm out there, and I know I got my money's worth. Yeah, I want someone to just, off their head, maybe a drunk night out. I just say something funny, looks at me funny, just boom,
Really, you're waiting for that.
ching. That's what I'm gonna hear. Ka-ching.
Jackpot. As you're falling down, jackpot.
Once you do that video, right, can you actually put the dollar sign like soon as the hit happens? You know
That's
what
what
I'm
it's
saying?
gonna be.
Can your head turn into like a bank exploding like that?
People see
Money falling down and
People
shit.
love like the controversy, and like the furthest I've been was with these two lads from Stockton.
Yeah.
I think one was called Terry and one was called Sean, and like the tops came off.
I remember
grabbed
that,
my
yeah, I
mic.
remember
He was
that.
like, "Tell you and your cameraman get down the back alley."
Yeah. Was that
And-
real then? So that was real?
That
That
was
wasn't-
because it was one of them where like there were sound lines at the end as well.
Yeah,
so like
yeah.
no hate to them in it. So it was just in the moment like. It was just
got
lads,
heated.
and it just got heated, and it's
Yeah.
like there's a difference between a good content creator and like someone who just like I've been doing just, can you take me in a fight? All right, yes, no, okay, next.
Yeah.
Can you take? People wanted more.
Yeah.
So like these two, chavvy lads,
Yeah.
quite big, not
were,
muscly,
yeah,
but
they
they
were
were
decent,
bigger than me,
yeah.
and I'm a skinny guy. So it's like, you know what? I'll take off my top. I'll start, piping up to
Flexing,
them.
yeah, you were flexing, they
to
were
them, and it's
flexing.
like no one expects me to win these fights, innit? And I feel like
That's
that's
the
why people
funniest.
love it, because
Yeah.
it's like
They're
there's
waiting
this
for that
skinny
to happen,
African
innit?
man going around asking whoever and whoever for a fight.
Honestly, if you haven't seen
And
it,
then,
YouTube it
oh
right
my-
now. I'm telling you, you
We'll
will
drop
not.
links. We'll
you will
definitely
not
drop
be
links.
sorry.
Yeah,
in
like-
This
when
is one of the
episode drops.
funniest things you've ever seen. He goes around, wherever, goes around all over the northeast. Stockton, Hartlepool,
Yeah, Stockton,
Newcastle,
Hartlepool,
obviously Borough.
Borough, Darlington, like
Everywhere in the
Well-
northeast, asking people who the hardest is, and it's so funny, man. Honestly,
So, like I said, we'll
Cracks me up.
definitely drop links when the episode comes out. Like, but can I just say, you're going through these places. Which one has sort of been like the more welcoming?
Where's the hardest one, man? Where's the
Well,
hardest?
Not the hardest.
Come on,
Welcome
man.
in first, and then the hardest. Give people.
welcoming was T-side, because like growing up in Newcastle, I was already known a bit as a comedian, so it's like everyone knew who I was, so there was no hype. It was more,
Cool.
oh come on, we know it's ASAP. But when I came in T-side, no one knew who I was yet. Once I done a couple of videos, everyone loved me. It's
Yeah.
like, oh, people coming for
That guy,
photos,
yeah,
people
yeah,
come for
yeah.
this, and it sort of made a rivalry between Newcastle and T-side, because it was like, oh, all the Teesside people trying to claim him. They're like, no, actually, he's from Newcastle. no, he's our boy. And
He's
it was
our
like,
boy.
yeah, no, it was like two girls fighting for me. And I was like, hey, you guys do you, innit?
Do what you need to
and
do.
it was like, it's good, but like for the place with the hardest,
Yeah.
it's got to be nights out in Newcastle because everyone from everywhere goes to Newcastle. Like on a night
I
out,
can
even
appreciate
people
it.
from here.
It's
go.
rough on night out.
So on a night out, you know the lads, a lot of them, as much as they want to deny it, they'll be off their nuts off cocaine, drunk, and they're just adrenaline, you know what I mean?
to go.
And it's like, there's times I get old men who are like beefy old men. I'm like, do you reckon you can take
Staring
me
you
out? They're
down
like,
and
yeah.
stuff.
I feel like there's this one guy who said he feels good, like he wants this, he's ready. And then one guy took a mic off me once, and it's like I've just got to adapt to the situation. I've gotten really good at talking my way out of it, but it's like sometimes I'm just like, hit me, but I don't want to say hit me. I'm like,
By the way, we don't want you to hit him. We don't want
don't
people to
hit
go.
me.
Don't- we're not encouraging
Yeah.
hitting
this is
the.
just-
Okay.
because that's what I don't want. I don't want it to become a case of now he's like, oh, you said on a podcast that he wants to be hit.
Oh, there's this. Boom.
Boom, ka-ching.
He was just doing the
You know
shopping at
what I mean?
Asda, man. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, come on, leave him
No,
alone.
we're not saying that. You will be prosecuted. if it
Yes,
happens.
that is against the law. You cannot hit people. Thank you very much. That was
But
a public
I
notice.
understand what you mean. Like, what's the most like you've been, feared? What's the most
Scared.
you felt?
Yeah, that's a good one. That's a
I don't get scared at the moment because I feel like maybe because I haven't had the bad experience, everything's just been to the point where I know it'll get heated, but especially when there's cameras there and everything, it's like,
So how many cameras? Sorry,
well, it'll just be there'll be one camera in it, and it's like essentially, let's say, obviously,
the
I'm not gonna
cameraman.
snitch,
Yeah.
but if you hit me,
Yeah.
the evidence it's there.
there. It's there. Yeah, yeah,
There's
yeah. It's
nothing
there.
you can say. Innit?
That's why you feel like a little bit more comfortable, isn't it? Because
Yeah.
the camera's there. Yeah, no, I totally understand that. But at the same time, obviously, because we haven't done it, it just feels like putting ourselves in that situation. I don't know, like it just feels.
Yeah, it's
Just
drunk.
you
It's
and
drunk.
one cameraman. Or
It's,
just
yeah,
you
me and
the
one cameraman in it, and it's the drunk people where like I've had a time a cameraman's went, I can't film this anymore, and I'm like, you're not the one who's gonna get hit, like just
Yeah, just do it.
chilling.
Yeah,
It's
just
like,
do it. Yeah.
I've got to this point when I first started it, like maybe that was when I was nervous. Just asking people questions was the hard bit because it's like, oh, they might say no to me, they might say yes, but now it's just so natural, like. I don't know how to explain it. It's just normal to me now.
comes to you
Just
now, yeah.
it don't matter who it is, how big he is, how scary. Just can you take me in a fight? And it's like, however it goes, it's content at the end of the day. And it's got to the point where now it's like, I want them now to, because people have seen the basics now.
Yeah,
so it's like
yeah.
sometimes
They
I
want the next level, yeah, the one
we
that-
want someone who's a bit rowdy.
Yeah.
They
Is that-
want-
Do you think people are too nice?
I
Sorry.
was go on. You go
I was
first.
gonna say, do you think people are too nice? Like in a way, like they're too polite.
Yes, there's some like, because when you're filming it, like most of the time, only like 5 to 10 clips make it, but you'll film about 30.
Yeah.
And some of them it's just like,
normal
sometimes,
chat.
normal chat. Like you need extra people to work with, and it's like if you just get someone, do you reckon you take me in a fight? Yes. Oh.
Yeah, that's,
You just don't know when.
that's it,
If you just get a yes, but it's like you need to get someone who's like, well, what do you mean? So I can elaborate on it, or someone who's like, I could definitely take you in a fight. Then I could. Like, I always do this thing. I'm like, oh no, you couldn't. Do you know who my dad is? And then they're like, oh, who's your dad? I'm like, oh, I don't know. He left when I was a kid. And it's like that one
I like that.
always
I
gets
love
though,
that.
and
Okay,
it
that's
just
good, that's-
it makes light of the situation in it, and it's
love
like.
That's kind of like your escape, isn't it? Like,
Yeah.
when worst comes to worst, or if you're feeling like I don't want to get hit today.
Yeah.
Even though it may become, I don't want to feel like getting hit. You just drop that line, sort of thing. What I want.
Sometimes you got 8 times 7, don't you?
Yeah,
So
yeah,
what's 8 times 7?
Yeah.
What?
I like that. Yeah, I can't believe that guy never did. They didn't even answer that. By the way, like what the hell was that all about?
Yeah.
But anyway, I was watching it. I was like,
You
yo, are you
refused to
kidding me?
answer.
But anyways, it doesn't matter. No, what I wanted to ask was like because like you said, you've done the videos that you've done now. You've got up to this certain stage, you've got your major following and so on. Like, do you feel like sometimes they're just waiting for that moment, like where you get hit? Like, do you ever get that feeling? Like, obviously, because it's different when you want it yourself. But do you feel like maybe some viewers, they're like, you know what, I've seen enough. I'm ready for this guy.
Yeah.
Do you ever get that feeling? Like, has anyone ever actually, come out and said that to you? Like,
Yeah, you see it in the comments, like people say like, because people always want more. So with the clips, I've never been hit yet, so it's like people will be commenting, oh, where's the part where you get hit? And it's like people say it's getting a bit repetitive, or it's not as fun as when you first see it, and like it gets tricky because you want to keep the fans happy, but then you also want to stay safe. Like I don't just want to be going out
of course,
getting beat up,
hit.
you know
No,
what I mean?
absolutely, yeah, of course.
And it's like it's weird, the relationship you get with your fans, because you've got to listen to them, but they've got to understand that you're human as well. I feel like people forget content creators are human beings. Like they expect you to be uploading every day out here. They're trying to meet. Like I get. It started off like there's like a dark and dodgy side like we can talk about with the content creating, because like it started off like really good because like I just started it. I didn't really know much. Boom, I didn't know there's rules, safeties, this. So it was like you go out, you record, and I was recording anyone and everyone.
Everything,
right?
yeah.
And then it gets to a point now. It's like on Facebook, and there's a lot of adults on there. It's like there's time, say you video and there's someone who's young, or you see someone in a uniform. It's like, oh, why are you recording kids? Boom, boom, boom. I'm like, oh, but their parents have said it's okay. They're like, yeah, but we don't want to see kids on your channel. Then it's like, but the kid following, I've got the kid following, and it's like I want to do content for them as well, and they like to get on my channel. Like they see me in town, like they're rushing to come to me, but then it's like, oh shit! When people start complaining about it, it just looks bad. You know, when you get in comments,
the bigger you get, the more haters you
and
get.
then
that's always going to be the case, though, isn't it?
And then you get like, you get to a level people realize as well, like. Luckily, I'm not dangerous in it, but I could be a dangerous person. Like, I'm not necessarily your friend, but it's got to the point where kids will be like, when you're next in town, oh, I need to meet you. Can you meet in this place? And it's like, no. Maybe because it's sexy, but like, when little boys ask, like, yo, can I meet in town? I just be like, no, I won't think much of it. But it's when little girls are like, oh, when you're next in town, I want to ask you this question. I'm like, you can't message me. I'm a grown man. And it's just like, there's one time a fan done a fan art of me. She sent, she's like, I love your work. She sent me a fan art. I sent her a heart emoji. Her mum messaged me, why are you messaging heart emojis to my 13-year-old girl? It's like, she just took it out of context. And it's like, now I get worried about how do you reply to your fans, because
you don't know.
I don't know. Because it's no longer you and your fans now. It's you, your fans, their parents. You, your fans, the parents in articles, because news articles can twist so many things. And it's like, there's times I even ignore the fans because like, I don't want to, but I'm like, what can I do? And I've had times where fans, because like when I moved here, I moved next to a school, and I think they see me going to my house, they'll knock on my door, run away. And I'm like, I get it, but my girlfriend lives there. I'm not at home. Boom, 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 boom. My girlfriend, like, there's someone knocking at the door, and it's like, there's the nice side of it, but then there's also the like, you're human. You know what I mean?
This is interesting because obviously, like, again, we haven't experienced that level of sort of fame. Would you say? You would say. Of course, you would say. You would say fame. Of course, you would. Of course, you would. We've never experienced that. So, like, obviously, we only see what, like, from what other artists say, like, and celebrities, and we see them complain, and we're like, oh, well, you're a celebrity, you should be meeting fans. But no, you're right. It's it's that other side of it. It's like, well, when you're not home, your girlfriend's gonna get, she's gonna get frightened. It's like, they could be, they don't mean any harm, but she doesn't know that. Do you know what I'm saying? So it is that. So someone has a problem with you, for example, like, they watch one of your videos, like, I fucking don't like this guy and whatever. Like you said, they go up to the house and knock on your door because everyone knows where you live. Do you know what I mean? No, it's very interesting to actually hear
not
that.
Like you live in like
firsthand,
a gated community with
This is why,
money and stuff like that.
This is why they live in gated communities, because of this reason.
I used to not understand it because like at the start you feel like I'm a bit of a celebrity. I'm in town. People like it started off
everyone
calm.
Knows
yeah,
you.
it's
everyone knows you
when everyone knows you, it starts
side.
off calm because you don't look at the like legal side of it. But it's like I'm in town, loads of kids coming. Oh, can I get a photo? Boom, boom, boom. And it's like, yeah, you take photos.
One photo looks wrong. One photo looks wrong.
One photo looks wrong. Or when like there's a lot, like let's say there's me in the middle, and like a bunch of girls around me to take a photo. You just see people like at the corner of their eyes, just looking like, what's going on here? Because when you're not a proper celebrity, I feel like if Justin Bieber did it, no one really says nothing because
no one would question it.
Justin Bieber, but it's like, ooh, who's this random black lad people are taking photos with? He's a bit odd. And there was a time in Tik Tok I was doing an interview with some because I had one of my fans came to be my cameraman, and we're filming his mates, and they're like, are you allowed to be filming these kids? And it's just like already they've just made it a bad thing, and
straight
then
away, as soon as they worded it like that, isn't it?
It's like now I've had to change, like even the whole because I was still young as well. So I was young, I didn't know what I was doing. So whatever question was for the day, I wouldn't consider who I was asking. It was just you ask it, and then I was realizing, all right, see. Whenever like someone young comes, it has to be a maths question, a GCSE, just so no one can take it out of context. So the worst thing I can say is like I'm educating them, like, oh, I asked them a maths question.
So you can't even ask like what's
I mean, it's amazing to think that obviously you're a big level, but like you said, Justin Bieber's at a different level, how the hell are you meant to make it through all of
Yeah.
If you get 1 million more, I mean, you're nearly 50,000 subscribers YouTube. Hopefully by the end of this, it'll get to there. You know, when you get massive and you get millions, which will be soon the way you're going about. What the hell's going to happen then? Are you going to have to look into personal security or something like that?
Gated community. Community. That's what it has to be.
I never wanted it to be like that because I've been a fan before, and it's like you hate when because I've always wanted to be, if there's like 100 fans there, they want pictures, I'll sit there and go through 100 fans of photos because I've been there where it's like he's your favorite YouTuber or your favorite, and you're like you want this, but it's like it's nice when it's your fans and people like you, but then there's like everything has an opposite. There's people there who don't like you. Like there's people who comment and hate on my posts for no reason. People see me in public and say, "Oh, I don't like the videos you do." Or you're putting
people actually say that. They come up to you and say, "I don't like."
Literally. Because
sometimes look, obviously because of that level that you're at, it is unfortunately it is something that I'm guessing you probably have already made your peace with it, isn't it? Because you're gonna have people who like you and who don't like you.
I mean, people actually approach to say, "I don't like."
Because
you see that Karens usually do that. Shout out Karen.
They can take almost everything out of context. So people like to the main one I get is you're making this city look bad or this area look bad because let's say I do if I go out and do an interview, it's like I'll ask, can I do a question with you? And the regular people, they don't want to just ask questions. It's normally someone who's more game or someone who's more just out there and tend to be like, there was even a time where it was like you'd get a streak of people call them crackheads, but people or whatever you want to call them, you know what I mean?
Shout out to crackheads, by the way, outside TS1.
You know what I mean? And it's like you'd get them, and then it's like they're from that area, and then it's like people look at it and be like, "Oh, look at the pictures painted of our area." Like people be like, "Go ask people who don't look like that." I'm like, I am, but they don't want to answer the question. Yeah. They don't want to do it. Literally, half of them, you be like, "Could I ask you a question?" Okay, 8 times 7, they just walk off, and it's like I can't.
You
do
can't
nothing with that, innit? I can't.
That shit,
And this is where people don't understand. It's not black and white as it seems. People think I'm going out looking for crackers. I'll interview anyone because anyone can have a laugh. You know what I mean? But people like to put a narrative, and that's when it gets. Like now, like you said, I'm at peace with it because I've realized you're never gonna please everyone. Like
you can't satisfy them.
Yeah, there was a time I said I'm no longer gonna be filming anyone under the age of 18, and it's like cool, that's calm. But then when I'm in town and I'm getting literally kids start following me.
It's content, isn't it?
It's content. It's like I'm neglecting the fans, and then it gets to the point where it's like, you know what? I could ask them literally a mass question and make his day. I love your channel. All right, that's good. What's 8 times 7? No harm done. Yeah. But then you'll always get the people who will find a way. Like even if you look at top people, they get the hate. So I've come to terms that if someone like Drake can get hate, then I should be able to get hate as well. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Like, who am I to think I'm perfect? You know what I mean?
No, of course. But like you said though, it's not. Obviously, you don't. When you started doing your videos, you didn't have the intention like straight away to be like, you know what, I'm gonna make a massive impact in the area that you live. But that's the way it happened. So now everything comes. It comes quicker and sort of without any plan now, so you kind of have to handle it, roll with the punches basically, because whilst it's happening you're learning at the same time. It's not like you practiced for this, or it's not like you had I don't know, some famous guy who brought you up with him. Do you know what I mean? Everything you've done by yourself, even to the hate.
That's not Denzel or anything, right?
No, that's cool.
Surprisingly,
that's cool. That's all right. That's all right.
Like it is a learning curve, and like with my channel, I wanted. That's why I've now went more towards like less demeaning, because I've got a bit of a following now, so it's like I'm not desperate for views, because the ones that would do good will be the ones where I get like you'd ask someone who's absolutely off their head, and it's like, all right, cool. Now I'm in a position where at least now I can even, let's say, if I do catch someone like that, I can offer help now. Where it's like I want to return, because I feel like you paint a bad picture of these people, but they don't realize that wasn't my intention. And it's like I can see where they're coming from 100%. So it's like, how do I now make up for it? You know what I mean? Like everyone makes mistakes. You know what I mean? It's like I want to give back. I want like, because like the Northeast, I want it to be like we're a great place in it. Whether you're cracking or people, like I've had some of the best laughs with some guys off their nuts. You can still have a laugh. You know what I mean? They're still human.
The funny guys.
But it's just people like to put people like to put victim onto them. Like it's like they see them as a victim, and it's like I talk to these people on Facebook. I'm like, "Are you alright with this video going on?"
Yeah,
They're totally fine with it. But then
You're
they're
not
like,
a guerrilla shooter, innit? You're
you
not
know
a
what I mean?
guerrilla
Like, I'm
shooter,
not, if someone wants a video off, I'll take it. Like, I don't care about the money. Like,
You blur them
innit?
out and stuff, don't
Yeah,
you?
I can
Or
blur
like,
them
get
out.
them
I can delete them. Like,
Yeah, yeah.
if you don't even like, if you literally want it deleted, I can delete it. Like,
Yeah.
you know, I'm a human as well. I understand people. If you're gonna
don't
get
feel
embarrassed,
comfortable, you don't
innit?
feel comfortable,
If you're
yeah,
not
yeah.
comfortable, then it's
That's
like
it.
totally cool. Like, I'm gonna be bigger than this, innit?
Look,
So
no, you definitely are. The thing is, you definitely are, because obviously you've been putting out loads of content. The content is good. It's getting better. You know, you set a standard and it's funny and without like sitting here and blowing smoke and shit like that. It is probably the best thing coming out of the Northeast in terms of comedy, originality.
Content, bro. Can you just say content in
Content,
general?
I'm a big
Sorry,
fan.
Go on. Okay, I'm just going to quickly vent. I'm going to quickly vent. My apologies.
Okay,
right?
before you vent, let me just say.
Go on. You go.
I don't want this.
Wait, should thee go or
No,
he
no,
go?
I'll go.
Okay, all right. We don't know.
Look, I'm a huge fan. The thing is, I'm a big fan of comedy in general, and I love original comedy, like, you know, The Office, This Country, things like that. We've sat here a few years, and we've sat and
Many years now, isn't it? Many years
written
now.
scripts and thought of ideas to make it better and sent it through channels and stuff. I'm not saying we're the best or we're the example or anything like that, but how many more original people like yourself, people who have got a following, people who people know and are funny, how many more of you are going to pass until someone big? Obviously, I know you've been on the BBC and stuff, but until you get your own show, until you're actually on their regular TV or regular, because mate, you're funny, you're out there. I've seen people way less.
So why would you join the
getting
BBC?
views.
Why would you join the BBC?
Not join the BBC, but
Why
you know
would you
when
do
have a
that?
Netflix
Don't
series or
ever
web
do that,
series.
please. We've seen enough, like, you know, sort of YouTubers and influencers in general, like, you know, have the funny stuff, you know, original. It's brilliant. We love it. As soon as the BBC gets involved, they saturate everything and everything gets watered down. And say, well, that's not you. That's just like some random scripts that they're writing for you.
The thing is,
But obviously, I get that. That's success, isn't it? Like, you know, someone like BBC, that is success. I understand
My
that.
question to that is, and it might be a deep one, but do you still enjoy it? Do you still enjoy your videos? Do you still, you know? you still
Yeah,
enjoying what
I
you
am
do?
enjoying them more now because I went back to. There was a period where, like, it's like you said in it, it's business, but like there was a period where, so I got into like serious companies. Where I was doing BBC Channel 4, BBC 3 as well. So it was like, when you get into these companies, in it, they have, let's say, their reputation they want to keep, and it's like they'll try censor you, and it's like they're family friendly content in it, and if you're not a family friendly person, then that just means you won't work, and it's like
Just wiped out a whole audience.
Like, even when you start having to bleep your content or deleting old videos, and it's like
Cancel culture, innit?
you start losing a bit of yourself,
Course
and
you
it's
do.
like I'm making stuff for.
Man, sorry, the camera just shut.
Yeah.
Sorry,
Alright,
go ahead, it's all
happen.
good.
So it'll be like, I'm making stuff for like you guys, but I'm not enjoying it anymore because it's just, like you said, watered down, censored. Like me, I liked my crazy stuff, asking people for fights. I like even the swearing. Sometimes it's needed. You know what I mean?
Yeah. To give that funniness,
that
you know,
realness, that authenticity. When you hear
yeah.
that bleep, it's just you know, it takes away the reality of it.
Yeah.
And it just got to the point where I was like, look at the content I'm making now. I was making videos like that were so PG and child friendly. I was like, why am I even doing it? I don't even enjoy watching it anymore.
Have you seen RS? Do you know?
Yeah, Will Save, what they did to
biggest
that.
example.
Oh,
he
my
was one of the.
days.
Remember when I showed you that stuff?
I love that guy. And then
Best
he just
content.
got ruined.
And then look what happened. His Fire in the Booth, to this day, I still watch it sometimes.
Yeah, it's-
I just put it on.
Yeah, Roll
Big up
Save.
Adele.
That's a big example as well. Yeah,
He
that's
just
where
got watered down.
you
didn't
see that, and that's where it's scary because the problem is these guys have the money, and it's like it gets to a point. Let's say you've got bills to pay, this, and these guys. I've
They can
worked with
provide
them.
that. They can provide
They're
that, yeah.
off. They have money. I mean, like my first ever big job was on a film set, £500 a day.
Oof.
When earth am I gonna get that again?
From
you know,
from
you're
being
not-
a uni student.
you know what I mean? And I was just like, yes.
Of course you would say yeah. Of course you would say yeah.
You're not even in a position to say no, you know what I mean?
course.
And it's like that paid for when we moved over here, my rent. It made sure I was comfortable as well. Got a
Yeah.
3-bedroom house, got my YouTube room set, and it's like progressed forward, innit? So these guys have the money, and I feel like we need more pages that are, let's say, strictly social media based and not necessarily media based. Because BBC, they have a let's say, family friendly guidelines they have to meet.
Yeah,
Audience,
of course.
Yeah, but like let's say
Watersheds and
Foot
whatnot.
Asylum, innit?
Exactly,
Foot Asylum
yeah.
in there. I see some stuff in there where I'm
There's some funny stuff. They've got loads of funny stuff.
loads with chunks and that in it.
yeah.
They'll say stuff that I've like. Let's say I've mentioned it to one of my friends. I don't want to say the name, put him in there, but one of my friends here who's in this industry as well. He'd be like, "We'd never get away with that here," and it's like. That's the problem.
That's the problem.
Because look at down south, they're not being restricted anymore. They've
no
realized. I
restrictions.
think like even the roll safe thing, you learn in it.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
that should have been a massive success.
realer
Roll safe
the
was so
people.
good, but it went down. So it's like, okay,
Yeah.
let's not control them too much. Let's give them freedom.
Give them
Because we're
freedom.
content
Yeah,
creators. We've been doing this. What if someone can get millions? Like even BBC can't get 1 million followers. You know
Look
what I mean?
at KSI,
you know what I mean?
man.
Look at KSI.
Yeah.
Guy's
you
been
can't.
sat there, one of the biggest inspirational people nowadays, isn't
Yeah.
he? No matter where he's come from, whatever, now where he's sat, BBC would love him on every one of their shows. They're probably
Exactly.
calling him every day.
Yeah.
Whereas before, he might have been trying the other way around and they were like, who are you?
Yeah,
or you have to be
exactly.
watered
Yeah,
down.
you have to be doing that, and
He's
it doesn't
inspirational
work.
in that
And
sense.
we-
Did you go? Obviously, did you go up like sort of modeling after KSI in a way? Because
yeah, like KSI, like just him as a black YouTuber, because like,
Yeah.
like people say like you don't want to look at color a lot, but there's times where it's like the content I'm making. Sometimes it's hard to find a culture that will understand it, and with KSI, like he was a guy who just showed it doesn't like I didn't need to force black comedy because I used to only do an African voice in it. I felt like only black people watch my stuff, and then.
Yeah.
You try to convert it to like make it more northern and it wouldn't work. But
Yeah.
KSI, he's just himself. He's just a crazy, funny black guy, and people love it. And to me, it was like, oh, I can do this. And even one of my favorite YouTuber of all time, Niga Higa. This I think he's Asian. I don't know which.
Yeah.
Chinese, I think, or Philippine. One of the two.
I thought he was Indonesian.
Yeah,
or Filipino, wasn't he?
yeah. He was just funny, so it didn't matter about his races. He didn't need. He just be himself, and that's what opened the gate for me. And it's working so far.
It's inspirations that work for you. But no, okay, like obviously you're doing, still doing your own videos and stuff like that. We did watch. You were part of a Channel 4 thing, weren't you? With is it Comedy Hot House or something?
Yeah,
like that,
Comedy
wasn't it?
Spark.
What was the title? That because obviously it was. What was it with the hands down your pants sort of thing?
Why boys keep their hands down their pants, innit?
No, because I'm guessing was that an idea that you were involved in writing, or was that something that they just asked you to act in?
Acting. It was. They had another writer, so there was quite a lot of the scripts we put forward for me, where, like I said, they just wouldn't have worked because they were like too close to home. Because like I can't even.
That's how it felt,
innit?
I'll be honest
I'll
with
go
you.
for that, innit?
Yeah.
So the balls on was more someone else's idea, and it was fun to film. I can't. It didn't make me giggle, because I'd never thought I'd ever be doing something like that.
Yeah, it was
You know what I
so
mean?
That's
out
the
of,
thing-
it
that's
was
the
so
thing.
out of character for you.
Yeah, that's what I mean. That's why I bring it up now. Like, obviously, did you have any whilst you were working with these guys? Like, how different was it to like when you actually do it yourself? Like, was it much restriction on you, or was it just a case of there's a script, just do what you need to do, sort of thing?
With this one, I feel like I got lucky because the guy who I'm close to called Adam Boabuda.
Couch
Couch
Potato
Potatoes, yeah.
Films.
Of course, yeah.
He's like amazing. Like that's
really
one thing I
good.
like
Shout
about
out
him.
to
He
him.
understands me that he doesn't want me to be restricted, and when it is restricted, there's times he'll even like, oh, we can just do it ourselves, innit? So with this both thing, it was with his company as well, like so the film crew. So like I knew them, and it was like I feel like if I was with a different maybe production, it might have been
more watered.
differently, more watered down, but it was like. He's like, go for it, do what you want, you know what I mean? It was like, all right, cool. At least we get to play with it, and we wrote like the film and the audio. It wasn't done like a professional studio. It was like my friend Kema's studio in his house, and like that's where I record my music normally. So it was like, all right, cool, we can go there.
Is that an exclusive? Was that ASAP Alberto telling us where the dis is?
big
Go knock on the
Big
go
shout
knock
to
on the
Kevin
doors.
K.
Go knock on the doors.
Shit, Will any Mimulus, you know where to find him?
You know what I mean? But like, yeah, it was just nice that it was around people I know, and it's like it can be nice like on other productions when it's like the film I done for Sorry We Missed You with Ken Loach, like amazing director. That was just a different experience as well. And it's like I feel like when you're with people who don't restrict you, like there was a time he told me to like draw a penguin and like draw a rude figure on it, and I was like,
Dick.
okay, let me draw a rude figure. Yes, I draw a massive penis, massive balls, put their hairs on everything. Then they're like, yep, love it. I'm like, oh shit, cool. And that's what you want, that freedom to be yourself.
actually
But
do
if
it.
he was like, draw something rude, but not too rude,
Not too
you'd be
rude.
like,
Yeah.
what can I draw here? Because you can't draw. What
That's
else
a
could
good
you draw?
example.
But what else could you
Yeah,
draw?
That
you
is a
can't,
really
yeah,
good
yeah,
example
Wow.
to actual comedy. Then, like the way you were saying it, because the reason I think Larry's brought up Comedy Art House is because we follow it and we actually want it to do well because we want something up here that we can. Because remember there was that red car documentary,
Redke
and all that, and you get excited over it, but then it gets watered down, and you think that's not real. Like it's not just a cracking on a corner.
Do you
and
mean the
that's Borough.
shooting of the movie Atonement? Is that what you mean?
No, the Red
Okay,
Car
all right. I was going to say 'cause
documentary
that was a long
was
time
on
ago. That bro,
Netflix.
that was
No,
14 years ago. That shit.
No, but that kind of thing, you know what I mean? Like you said, it's sort of self-evaluation of ourselves, isn't it?
We're trying
want
to,
that.
yeah, well-
we want something from the north to break through, so we can
Yeah.
cling on to it. And like you said, Foot Asylum doing amazing in down south. Imagine Foot Asylum came up and did a cooking corner with you, and you know what I mean? Whatever it is, or
Would you be
invited
up for
you
doing
down
a
and
cooking
you
corner?
amazing.
Would you be up for doing a cooking
Yeah,
corner? Because that
let's
sounds
get Foot
sick
Asylum
as
in.
fuck.
Yeah,
Foot
man.
Asylum, we do it Parked Up Anywhere presents.
Yeah, we can do
Cooking
it
with
like
the
literally. I feel like we need to keep pushing ourselves
yeah.
because when you do cling on to these big companies, especially at the north, I feel
Yeah.
like they don't take us as seriously as them.
Exactly my point, and I think Larry's saying the same thing. The bigger the company, and when they say we represent the full north and all that, and then they put out content where it's like, oh, I'm sipping coffee and I'm a Geordie. Why I? It's like what's,
Yeah.
We've watched it and we've actually like gone.
Yeah, there's a lot of like, you know, they're trying to do a lot of Teesside kind of stuff, but then it always ends up with like Palmer, and it's like,
It's like-
but that's
There's more to it,
There's
isn't
more
it?
to
Yeah.
it, isn't
more
it? Like,
to it
exactly
than
like
this.
you show with
And
the
this is-
videos, isn't it? Yeah.
Thank you. I was just about to say this is why we
Full
actually
circle.
enjoy. This is why we enjoy watching your videos, because it's something absolutely different to what like someone like a Channel 4 could potentially put out. Do you know what I'm saying? Look, everyone works hard on all the things that they do. Like, you know, we're definitely not knocking anyone. Obviously, comedy for us is subjective. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, not everything works. Like, you know, for yourself, your videos are actually thoughts that we have. Do you know what I mean? Those are everyday thoughts that you do. Do you know what I mean? So.
I mean, imagine you were down south or whatever it was, you'd probably be.
Yeah.
triple
And
views or
that's the
something.
bitch of it, and that's the
thing, innit?
absolute bitch of it. Like,
That's what I was gonna say.
That's the
That's why
unfortunate
everyone
thing.
moves down there, like True Geordie, Will and E. And I feel like it's all the industry, like we said before when we were talking before about joining it too late. Because even me, I feel like I've joined too late in the sense of there was a time where you could upload what you want, say what you want, you get monetized. That's your content.
yeah,
now
that's
it's
it.
like you can't swear or it will lose certain adverts. You can't do even the whole infrastructure of like content creating, like
It's awful.
YouTube, it's getting watered down slowly, and the cancel culture, like you said, it's like you say one thing wrong, you can't make mistakes now. You have to be perfect.
You
but
gotta look through
no
every
one
one of your
is.
posts.
You know what I mean?
And,
It's unbelievable.
And even with like there's serious brands I work with, and it's like before we film, they'll tell me you can't say this, because this is branded content, and it's just like that's now I'm not even being me. And you know what I mean? And it's just it's sad to see because I feel like good content creators in their prime, like I said, with Nigga, Higa, and KSI, when they first started, they could do whatever they want.
Yeah,
Even KSI with the rape face, like,
Yeah,
could you
yeah,
get
yeah.
away with a rape face? Oh, men being misogynist, but it's a joke,
No
you know what I
way,
mean? You
exactly.
could never get away with a rape
you
face.
can't. You can't. And we're talking like what?
That's one of the funniest
Which that's
things.
empty,
going.
isn't it? So we're talking like literally that was what 6-7 years ago, not even that 5, 6,
Well,
7 years with
KSI,
KSI. Do you know what I'm
years
saying?
ago
Like,
at least,
so
yeah.
that's a testament to like the cancel culture. That's how much shit has changed in the last 5 years. You know, we're talking 5 fucking years. What's it going to be like in 2-3 years time?
That's what I'm scared of, because I feel like it's all like...
Is anyone going to be? Sorry, I was going to say, is anyone going to be able to actually do anything on YouTube anymore? Like, if it's not like, you know, doing fucking
there will
nursery
be
rhymes or
people,
some
but it'll be
shit.
nursery
I
rhymes
feel
and
like
what the fuck?
Someone has to make an underground platform for people like us, because I feel like it's gonna get the point. Because if you can get anyone, like, I don't know if you know this YouTuber called Rucka Ali, right?
No,
Right. I'll let you listen to one of his songs. Yeah, he's like the peak of offensive. He just doesn't get brand deals. He gets crazy views.
Yeah.
Probably will be demonetized at that, but
That's probably why
he's
we
a-
don't know him.
Yeah, big
Yeah.
big number in this year. But he's at the peak of like you'll offend everyone. You'll write a song and you straight up say, like, there was a song he made. One of the lyrics was like, KSI is living a dream come true, but you woke up black. So it's like everyone's dream, but then you wake up black. So you say like this would be everyone's dream.
Straight
but
up.
Yeah,
Straight
straight
up.
up. He's done a song
Shit.
about Chinese. You put on the Chinese accent, like say, oh, hello. Like he's straight up straight up offensive, and like
Class.
everyone loves him in it. But the industry is like no one can take him on because of cancel culture. You push something like that on, it's so easy to offend people now that like when you see people get fired off, like say your view on, let's say you have a view that's not popular, you shouldn't be able to get cancelled because of that, like because someone disagrees with you. And especially when it's comedy, like if someone makes a joke, like you can't make a joke and then let's say your job fires you. Do you know what a joke is?
Exactly.
A joke should never be restricted inside.
No, it shouldn't.
A joke should never.
That's what it's. That's exactly what it's become, and and we don't even. The thing is, we don't even know what to say because you can't fight back against these woke people. Do you know what I'm saying? Like who think all of a sudden it's like, oh, we know everything. Like fuck off, don't know shit. Or do you know what I'm saying? Like again, we're supposed to have all this like individual freedoms and shit like that. I bring this up in pretty much every guest that we have on here because that's how the conversation rolls. We're supposed to have all these freedoms and stuff, and then we just literally cannot say a fucking word. Like I probably have to beep this out if we get actual, like big sponsors and stuff. Do you know what I mean? We'll have to beep this shit out.
It's just sad, and it's like
it's going the wrong way.
We're moving backwards now.
Absolutely, we are.
Like especially with comedy, I feel like comedy will suffer the most because like
you're gonna lose.
Always does. Always comedy always suffers the most. Always does
because like professionals do it, so they can get away with it to a certain extent. But then even now, the professionals are now getting targeted, and it's like when I look at half of KSI's videos, a lot of them was off like, okay, he's a black guy. What's funny for this black guy? Oh, he's losing a game of FIFA. He eats chicken. It gives him power, and it's like,
humps a pillow.
You know what I mean?
That's it.
And it's like, obviously, it's not true.
Yeah, he doesn't.
You don't eat chicken and it activates some black power. It's just the comedy.
That's some funny stuff. That's
have you
some
watched
funny
Diary of a Badman?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, Diary of a Badman. Yeah, I was watching that now. Yeah,
you just watching it now?
Watching that now because he's still doing it. Because back then it was so much better.
Now he's
because
watered down, isn't he? He's
no
like,
restriction that he would say anything, and like obviously I feel like as well. I got to understand his culture better because like you don't need to hold back on there's the reality. There's like the let's say the like online persona of like, right, you got to do this. Then there's like the slang stuff of like African guys. Like, let's say a lot of things like with black guys, okay, we like our white girls, but now you can't even say that. Now you have to be saying we like all girls. Like, I'm not saying we all do, but there's the reality and then there's the watered down of it.
Yes.
You can't say your own mind. Like, you say one thing wrong and that is it.
Do you know what happened to Batman, right? Do you know what happened to Diary of Batman? Like, how he stopped, because that was sick.
So good. I'm doing something. I'm going to be doing. He's inspired my next series, Diary of a Black Geordie.
Oh,
little
nice.
series, little previewed, but continue.
Nice. Okay, Diary of Black Geordie. I like that.
Sneak peeks out here on Packed Up Anyway podcast.
Hamza Production. Oh man,
check him out and wait for it. So Hamza Productions. Diary of Batman was one of the best things I used to look forward to. And then I think it was some Muslim guys, obviously I'm Muslim myself, but some, extreme brothers that were like, you shouldn't be doing this and it's haram and it's, it's bad and it's this and it's against God. And then he's like, I think he made an apology video or something. And as soon as he did that, I think he lost sort of his credibility, because it was like, you should, exactly like you said, joke-wise, you should never have to restrict any joke. As soon as you restrict, even like you said, oh, don't mention this, don't mention your religion. It's like, but that's who I am. How can I? And if I can't make jokes about it and stuff like that, who the hell? What am I giving someone else permission to do it?
Yeah,
that's the thing. And it's this cancel culture. It's like you said, the comedians and the comedy is going to suffer them, and it is suffering.
Always does.
Yeah,
and people are scared.
It's like, where's the line? And that's my problem. It's like, all right, if we restrict one joke, if I could now essentially. You can offend me by saying anything, innit? Because it's like, to be offended, it's no longer what's being said, it's how you take what's being said. And that's the problem. So it's like, someone could make a joke about hats. I could just say, I had a personal relationship with a hat, actually, and I find that offensive. And it's like, would that now have to be stopped because I'm offended? But it's okay, no, so why is it my offense isn't as bad as his offense? And it's like,
because Karen cares too much about the hat. Do you know what I'm saying? Karen loves the hat, man. Like, that's the whole fucking problem.
Where is the line? Because once you put one little line on that, it's like, okay, you have to put everything. It has to. If it works for there, it has to work for there.
It looks like a squash wall. It's got 2-3 lines.
Why it's better. If you're going to restrict it, you either restrict nothing or you restrict everything in comedy.
Yeah.
So once you know where the line is.
So you know where the line. But when people don't know the line, like, it's even making it hard for content creators. Like,
I was going to say, is it harder for you now? Like, maybe going forward?
For me, because I feel like for me, obviously, I'm a lad, so tend to make content that lads understand, lad banter, and it was like the main thing I used to do. Like, one of my most popular videos was asking girls, "Is 5 inches enough?" Innit?
I remember.
Yeah,
And
that
then
was funny
I was
videos.
getting told that,
That was one of your
like,
best videos. That was
one of
what,
my
like,
best videos, and it's
800,000
like,
views.
all right, cool. Yeah, it's what the lads want to know, innit? We just want to know it's 5 inches. But then I was getting the
I don't want to know that. I don't.
no, but you want to know what the girls' expectations is, innit?
Every lad wants to know.
You know what I
Every
mean?
lad wants to know.
It's the unspoken
Yeah,
word.
yeah.
But then now it's turning like you find these people saying, "Oh, he's going around asking females these questions. What about asking the lasses?" I'm like, yeah, I can do that later, but don't discredit this video. Like, I wasn't going out trying to like. They say like I feel
Slander, like the whole female,
girls, sexualizing girls' opinions, and it's like
all you're doing is trying to create content.
What can we ask? What can you ask lads? Do you like it wide or do you like it bouncy? Like, do you know what I mean? It's not the same.
Because it's different.
It's not the same
like,
thing. It's
okay,
not the
breast
same
or
thing.
bum, and it's like, you ask lads, what do you prefer, breast or bum? But it's not.
The 5 inches. The 5 inches has got the comedy there as well because, like I said, it's the unspoken thing that lads have. So it's like, you know, I'm not really interested, but I'm gonna watch this video anyway. See what they say. Yeah, okay.
And it's crazy how many like that video.
Just like I'm just
people,
looking.
the anonymous people commenting just like, I got more than 5 inches. It's lads.
Suspiciously, innit?
Lads
Suspiciously.
will be lads, and I feel like
That's why it's
we're
funny.
even stopping people from being themselves now. Like, like even like I had a big this one. I don't know if you guys agree. I had a big debate with my social media where I feel like a lot of my black following like sort of hated me on it for this because I felt like we were being forced into being victims nowadays because let's say because they were saying white privilege, me I was saying anyone can be privileged, innit? Anyone can be disprivileged, and I was saying okay, so to me white privilege doesn't exist because as long as white privilege exists, that means I'm inferior to someone who's white and who could be doing less than me, and it's like,
That's changed now, though. That's changed now, though. That's changed nowadays. Like in the last 30, 40 years, you know what I mean? But it was that situation.
We're in a position like I make more money than someone who's working a lot harder than me, going the right way, and it's like I just feel like we need to stop like this whole this is where it's coming from, this victim mentality of like you need to be offended. Like there was even a point like this. I said my point. And this girl said, "Oh, how can you say that?" Like I couldn't. Like she was telling me I need to be offended. How can you believe that there's no like I'm not saying maybe to some people there is because I don't want to like push my opinion on people, but I was like for me myself as an individual because we're trying to be put in groups. Me as a black person, I cannot believe that white people are superior to me. How can you not believe that? And I was like, wait, how can I have an opinion on where I value myself?
How can you believe what you believe? How can you believe what you believe? How dare you? How dare you?
You're sounding like a white man. I was like, but I'm black.
That's the difference. Thank you, Karen. Thank you for your Thank you, Karen, for your opinion once again.
But I'm like, no, but if I don't want to feel victimized or feel inferior, let me not.
That's worse sometimes, isn't it? Yeah, exactly.
Because we're telling like a lot of these like young black lads, I feel like they're told from the get-go, you know what, you're gonna be a thug, you're gonna be this, this white guy's gonna be tread nicer than you, and already it's put poison in their mind a little bit, where it's like,
but it's understandable.
Yeah,
though,
no,
isn't
it's
it?
understandable
you know
because
what I mean?
I found common ground in it. Like, be aware of it, but don't let that be your driving force.
Yeah,
It should
absolutely,
be
absolutely.
right. Like to me, there's no way I can believe anyone's more privileged than me because
you
I've
shouldn't.
got a family, a roof over my head, and I can do what I want in it. So there's no way someone who's, let's say some random person who's white can just do better than me just because he's white. Like if he works harder than me,
you can't.
fair enough.
You're absolutely right.
But
You're
me,
absolutely
the way
right.
I work so hard that there's no way whatever this magic privilege is ever going to benefit him over
John
me.
or Martin,
You know
yes.
what I mean?
Yeah.
You're 24
Exactly.
years old, you got more sparkle than flipping firework factory, man. You know what I mean?
You know what I mean?
You
And
don't
I
need
feel
nobody
like-
looking at you.
The thing is, it's like you can't say to Drake, for example, that there's white privilege. You just can't,
you know what I mean?
because it just
Yeah.
makes no fucking
feel what
sense. You know
you're
what I'm saying? He
So I'm
owns
saying
the
it
fucking
it
shit.
depends where you are on the spectrum.
I was going to say, I think it
yeah.
exists
Yeah.
maybe in certain, like, it exists in certain periods of time.
Yeah,
like
that's
that's
in time.
growing
Absolutely,
up and stuff
absolutely,
like that.
absolutely
But like you
in
said,
time.
now there's just, it's almost no
Now,
excuses.
me, I feel like now it's
Especially in the
more,
UK.
it's more money or social, like where you are. Like if you're working class, you just have it harder.
Especially in the UK.
And the UK, because
exactly.
UK is like it's so good. Like we
got
do,
it good, haven't
we
we?
do have our racist, and it's like there's bad people out there, 100%.
Yeah.
But like, if you're born into a rich family, you're just laughing. It don't matter what color you are.
Yeah.
They just want you because you're money.
Yeah.
But if you're born poor, born to a crackhead, like people already are thinking, this kid's gonna be a bit rough, innit? Look at his mom. They don't even like, and this is why I don't want to be put in like a category of I need to be a wig. Like I like it's my new thing of I'm gonna be pushing is like we need to push to just be strong in it. People need to believe in themselves again.
Yeah.
Because we're being pushing people.
Hashtag we gotta believe, man.
People don't even believe in themselves anymore. People are telling me, oh, I can't. What do you mean you can't?
Yeah.
You're a human. Humans have done this, so what's the?
Yeah,
you know
why
what I mean?
can't you? Why can't you? That's the real question, isn't it? Why
when I ask
can't
them
you?
why can't you, they'll be like, oh, it's just they'll come up with a million different excuses. I'm like, the people who make up them excuses are the people who stay down there. But
If a person gives more than one excuse, they're lying. If they give one excuse and stick by it, okay, you could kind of believe them in a way, I guess.
What is the guidance? And if you want, we'll go for a break after this. Just after
Yeah.
What is a piece of guidance that you can give then to a young ASAP right now who's sat in Newcastle and he's sat there,
Or anywhere in the northeast, by the way.
or anywhere in the northeast in particular, but he's sat there and he's disheartened. He wants to be something, and he's thinking, I'm from the north. There's no point in me trying. What kind of advice could you give someone like that? Maybe someone like yourself who needed that. What would you give them?
yeah, my advice is like, obviously me, I'm religious in it. Like the only thing that can stop you getting from where you want to be is God. That is it. So besides God, there should be no one out there, no matter what, who can stop you. Like you make it happen yourself. If big companies don't want to work with you, create your own stuff. You know what I mean? If people don't want to help you, help yourself. Like don't be like excuses are easy to make, yeah. And when you make excuses, they're never ending. I can make an excuse for anything. Oh, I'm hungry. Oh, I can't, like you order takeaway, you make an excuse. Oh, I can't cook. Why? Oh, I'm tired. Or it's a bit too hot. You can easily make excuses, but you need to just go out there and do it. You live once, yeah, and like when your life comes to an end, yeah, I believe you get played a big movie, and if you watch that movie, yeah, of your entire life, are you gonna watch it?
I get stats. I think you get stats at the end for sure.
Are you gonna look at
You're
them
gonna get
stats,
absolutely.
yeah, and
Let
be
me
like,
open this. What? How many
yes.
times? Yeah.
Or are you gonna be like at them stats? No, like do what makes you happy, even if it's not necessarily the greatest thing. Like just do it. You live once in life now. Like if you actually deep, life is so short. You don't actually realize it. And I hate seeing people getting to a certain age. They're like, oh well, when I was your age, I wish I did. When I was just, well, why didn't you? Like, who stopped you? Unless it's God, then that's a different story.
And
you can't argue with that. You can't argue with that.
What's stopping them now? Because you're a grime guy, aren't you? You like Pete and Baz? Have you heard
Pete and Baz.
What's stopping people? What's stopping my dad now from releasing that album? People
Pete and Baz are fire, bro.
Until you hit that grade, do it. Just do it.
That is great advice.
Nike said it. Just do it.
Just do it. Yeah, you cannot beat Nike and the slogan. It just makes so much sense.
Thank you so much. And what we'll do is we'll go to a little break. Thank you so much for that advice. People take it on board. That's the original African. Do you want to do your socials? Do you want to do all your socials right now?
It's literally the original African across the board. Emphasis
Nice
on
and
the
easy.
African. I love it.
And we are packed up anywhere. This has been the Extra Space, and we're going to go to a little sponsor break right now.
Sweet.
Come back after this. What's going on, everyone? Bobby and Larry here, and we are very excited to introduce and announce our brand new sponsor, airfresh.co.uk, and their brand new product, the Turbojet.
It's a highly perfumed odor neutralizer, and it's formulated in the dark dungeons to remain suspended in the air for many hours, eliminating all malodors. Now, let me tell you, this features a high discharge valve and actuator system, which is designed to fragrance large areas quickly and effectively. Now, given the high level of perfume, Larry, why wouldn't you choose the Air Fresh? That's fresh, spelled with 2 H's.co.uk.
And for only $7.99 each, and you get up to 5 fragrances. I can't believe it. Now, Bobby, would you want to tell us some of those fragrances that you will find on the website? That's airfresh.co.uk with 2 H's.
Ooh, you get the Sauvage. That's my personal favorite.
You get the Tutti Frutti. That's right, all fruity for the household.
Thanks very much, Larry. And you also get other flavors such as Creed and many, many more. The Air Fresh is literally the savior to all your smelling problems.
And the best news of all, because they are...
Tell me the best news, Larry. Tell me the best news.
This guy is attacking my ear holes. No, the best news of all is because they are brand new sponsors, you can actually get 10% discount if you go on the website. That's airfresh.co.uk with 2 H's and type in the code PUAP10 for your exclusive 10% discount on the website today or tomorrow, but preferably today.
That's right. Once more, that's PUAP10 on the website of airfresh.co.uk. Get your 10% off and start enjoying the smells associated with Parked Up Anywhere.
And now back to your regular scheduled programming.
Enjoy.
We like to get to know the human side of like, you know, artists that we bring in. Like, you know, say human side, but it's just, you know...
We've got rappers and stuff come in,
yeah.
obviously. We've had
all the time,
a lot
yeah,
of
all the
rappers,
time.
but we try not to ask them, oh, what music have you got and what's this and, you know, rap game. We try and ask them about themselves, like with you.
Yeah, nice. I've seen because True Geordie's podcast, like, I never really watched him, but one of the first ones I watched was the Eddie Hearn podcast.
Yeah.
Like, wow.
It's a good one.
That was a good one because like, you got to know Eddie Hearn not as this promoter who just wants boxers to fight and make his money.
Yeah.
But you got to see his struggles, his upcoming. It's like, his dad was a big promoter and it was like, it could easily just be like, I'll follow my dad, like just under my dad, innit?
Yeah,
but he wanted to surpass his dad and it's like,
He
he's doing it just
He absolutely did it. Absolutely did it.
It's what you need, and it's like,
It's that inspiration,
Yeah.
innit? That's the thing. No,
I rate him so much. Eddie Hearn, after that podcast, I was like, he's not just the guy who woke up with a family who just said, right, you're going to be a promoter, do it. He went through his struggles as well. So.
Apparently, like, his dad gave him the keys, said, you can do it. He's like, nah. He did his own thing.
That's what I rate.
Yeah. He had his cash cow in it. He's got Joshua and stuff. He knows what to do. That's his thing.
Yeah, Joshua is making him his pee.
Joshua, should we go in?
Yeah, let's go in, man.
Who do you think is going to win then? Joshua?
This is the thing, yeah. I want Joshua to win, but it's just Fury's a different, like, kettle of fish.
Yeah, I think Fury's going to take it, I'll be honest.
Yeah,
I think Fury's going to take it for sure.
But I feel like in heavyweight, that's the reason why Wilder lasted so long. Because in heavyweight, it's not just you can just be one big bow. That can be it.
Well, Fury ate one, didn't he?
Yeah,
Wilder's.
and in that fight, any other ref, there's a chance that could have been called. You know what I mean?
Yeah, true.
But obviously, it depends on the ref. So there's so much you can say. So that's why I like heavyweights now, because with Joshua and Fury, Fury's too slick, too agile. But I want Joshua to just one time, like, because I feel like Wilder couldn't finish him. Like he knocked him out. And then Fury got up and he started getting boxed. You know what I mean? You need someone where they've done this to you now and you shouldn't be
Finish
fighting.
it.
To end it, yeah. You need to
Finish
end it, yeah.
him.
You
Or
need
put him
to
in a
end it
position where
straight
he's
away.
like,
You think Joshua's a finisher?
Yeah, I feel like Joshua, he's more technical in it. So maybe once he's got you, he's not just gonna be shit.
He's going to be learning
innit?
from. He's going to be like sort of watching the previous fights, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like what actually worked and
He's
what
gonna
didn't.
see,
But
you know what?
I think Fury will take it. I don't know why.
What people are saying though is, Fury, he predicted. Well, now he's saying that 2 rounds, Joshua.
Yeah, he wants to
will
knock out,
him
and it's like.
And he said that about Wilder, and he did
But
it.
Wilder
He
can't
came
box.
out and he
Wilder
did it.
can't box though.
But
was a KO master, man. It was a KO
Joshua
master.
box on the back foot. Can Joshua box?
Hey, Joshua versus Ruiz.
Yeah, but
You're not
Ruiz is
seeing-
like 4'3",
Hey, Ruiz,
pudgy.
look, people underestimate Ruiz, yeah, but he's a top boxer
He
as well.
shook the world,
got a good,
right? He shook
he's
the
got
world.
a good record, innit?
Well,
Now,
yeah. Go
I
on.
feel like Joshua just underestimated him, and that's why I feel like if Fury does that to Joshua, you'll be in for a surprise.
I don't think there's going to be anyone underestimating anyone. I think it's going to be a straight up fucking fight. Like
but
it's gonna
saying
be...
2 rounds,
No, I don't think it's going to be
Yeah.
2 rounds. I don't think so.
Ah,
Like,
Fury done it before. He's done it before.
Yeah,
4 rounds of,
well,
5 rounds of
this-
Wilder.
in a way, it's the better boxer, isn't it? Like we're talking.
Wilder though, Wilder's look at everyone Wilder's fighting. He'll be losing most rounds and then just lands that money shot.
Yeah.
And it's like once that money shot's taken away, like Fury, I feel like Fury was the first person to essentially not be scared of Wilder's money shot in that. So he took the fight to Wilder. Everyone was always just
Scared in a way,
just
weren't they?
when's it coming? And then that's what sets you up for the bow.
That's
Yeah,
what's
yeah,
it.
But when you're just constantly battering someone, how can they hit you
Yeah, they
back?
can't hit you back. That's it.
They're trying to defend you.
How do you defend? You attack, innit? Like
Innit?
you get straight
What
up
do you
in
think
there.
Joshua's just going to come straight out, start swinging?
This is it.
I think it's gonna be-
I want I want Joshua to win just because Fury. Yeah, like I like seeing champions defeated. As much as I love the legacies, it's like there's times that you're like, wow, someone actually stopped this guy.
Yeah.
Innit?
I
Like
know what you
Wilder
mean,
when he
innit?
got popped by Fury, was like, this guy's been out
You loved it.
doing his drugs, doing whatever, relapse, went through his depression, mental health. came back and shocked the world. It was like it's a story. Like you can't write these. You can't.
That is a Rocky. That is literally
That's why-
real life
that's why
Rocky,
people
isn't
pay
it?
still to see Mayweather fight, don't
Yeah,
they? They want to see him lose.
Even
don't they?
that documentary of why Tyson Fury got up. Essentially, he's just doing it, but you can't write them things. You can add story to these beautiful moments. Like,
Yeah,
he's
of
a
course.
boxer. You get knocked down. What you do? You get
Yeah,
up.
yeah,
But now
but-
it's like,
but the way
why
they made
did
it,
Fury
yeah.
get up, and they show pictures of his family. Not that. Oh, he's doing what. You know what I
They
mean? What
literally,
boxers
they might as well put the last scene of Rocky 4 in there. Do you know what I'm
You know
saying?
what I
Like,
mean?
you know,
Why
when-
did Fury get up and it
Jesus.
goes back? Tyson Fury came from Irish
it?
immigrants, and
Yeah,
it's like, what?
that.
All the power from all the Irish immigrants that came
You know
into
what I
him
mean?
for that one moment.
They
Get the
will
fuck-
push some mystical, and this is where
The cloverleaf was released
Yeah.
from
Just-
within him. Do you know what I'm saying? The cloverleaf monster out here.
You know
and
what I
that.
mean?
But anyways,
For me, it's the same way. Why did he get up? Because that's what you do in
that's
boxing.
what
You
you
get knocked
do.
down.
if you don't get up, you lose.
Innit?
That's the end of that. So, you know, why don't you score a goal?
Some
Well, you know.
magical spirit, Simba. You know, Lion King, where you
So
saw
basically,
like.
do you know when that happened? When that punch was going in, right? Like that, everything slowed down, and then the light, the green light shone down, and then you know the
Green light?
The,
What is it?
because because he's Irish, innit? Because
Yeah.
the cloverleaf. innit? Go away, man. You know, keep up. Jesus Christ, this guy.
Yeah.
But anyway, sorry. Just before we go any further, let's get straight back into this part 2, Parked Up Anywhere podcast, extra space with your boys Bobby and Larry. I'm
Hi, I'm
Larry.
Bobby.
Oh, all right.
I'm Bobby.
I'm Larry.
I'm Bobby.
V.
The it is.
Original.
Well, it just doesn't sound good, does it? No, look. Obviously, welcome back, everyone, to part 2 of this podcast. Now, in part 1, obviously, we just discussed what you're doing at the moment, and you know, sort of your beginnings in a way. Well, so we didn't really discuss the beginnings, did we? Like, we don't really know much on your first. Like, you know, what was the first sort of thing that you did, and you thought, you know what? This is nice. This is good. I like you know, because I'm getting good reaction. What was the sort of very first thing that you put
So
out?
initially, I'd say it all started was in year 6 where we done, you know, Barbie Girl. I'm a Barbie
Yep,
girl.
the song, yep.
The song in it. So obviously, I played Ken, and it was like a black Ken. Like it was unheard of. The first black Ken.
That is some barriers
You
being
know what I
broken
mean?
right there. By the way, that's what
So
that is.
Suited, booted, and then this was in like I just fell in love with comedy. My friends, they dressed up as the girls, so like already we're making stuff funny, and then we did that, and it was like just the reaction of seeing people laugh, seeing like because there was some talented singers, dancers, but the laugh that you just couldn't replicate what we did, and it just made me feel like I'm an entertainer, innit? And then I used to do it like. You turn into a bit of a class clown. You want everyone to be laughing at you.
Yeah.
Boom, boom, bow. And then it got to the point where I just thought, you know what? I shouldn't restrict this to just my school, innit? Let me post it online. So I used to post. This was when, I can't lie, this was probably the peak of the fun of YouTube was I would just slap a camera on, talk some shit, record some shit, like wrestling on a trampoline, just anything. And then when I did them, I did this like African accent that people would just find funny. And it started with just getting like your first 100 views, and you're like, whoa, I got 100 views. What? You know what I mean? Then you get your first 10 likes, you're like, what? And like you get so gassed with so little. And this is when like it turned to like, I've actually got a little something in it. And then obviously this was like in the rise of KSI, Nigga Higa, and that. It was like I was copying Nigga Higa and KSI's videos. Like you'd see their videos and you like copy them and try and make your own content similar to theirs.
Yeah.
You're trying to replicate what they're doing, and it's like you're doing it, but it's just not getting anywhere. And you get to the point where like, you know what? Let me just go back to what I'm doing, innit? And when I got back to what I'm doing, I did my first ever public video, which was the original Townies. I went around asking just people. There was a big thing about relationships, so I was asking, send a message to your ex on the video, innit? So it's like baiting out videos, so you talk shit about your ex on the video, and then
Standard.
What gave you the, like, I don't know a better word, what gave you the balls to just go, you know what? Let's just put a mic in people. I'm brave enough to get in front of a camera. That's one.
Yeah.
That's one confident thing. Then the next thing to actually go to someone else and have the patter and the talk. And did you never like? Was the first couple were you shitting yourself? Or
yeah,
were you
because
always
it was obviously like I just needed new content. Sitting talking to the camera just was so overdone now. It was like everyone, like anyone can just talk to the camera. You needed something else to your channel. And like my first ones, I'll admit, because I was so amateur, I wouldn't even ask people. I'll just go straight to people and just start the question. And at the start, it was like, maybe I think after your first one, you just realize what's the worst gonna happen? Someone says no in it. And it's like you need your first rejection, your first exception, and your first ones to go wrong, just so you can experience it all. And then it's like, nah, what's the worst that can happen in it? Nothing else can happen. It's like, on that first episode, it's like, all right, boom, I asked this girl, send a message to your ex, you just start laughing, she's not saying nothing. I'm like, what do? I don't even know how to react. And then it's like, you learn from these little things where it's like, you watch it back and you're like, oh, I could have said this, or I could have laughed at her, or I could have played
so is that
along.
the first thing you did when the first couple, did you go back and watch it?
Yeah. I went back, watched it, learn, because there was other people do it was all like down south. No one was doing it at north, and it's like everything, a lot of stuff, once it's done down south, everyone knows everyone, and they can set it up. It's like, you get 10 of your friends, you ask your friend, and it's like, people become, they know each other, it's not even authentic, boom. And then it's
you
like,
have to hit the authenticity, isn't it? You have to go in with the real stuff.
And then it's like, you learn from their mistakes, and then your mistakes, and then you slowly move forward, and like, essentially, after my first, 3, I just felt like I said, there's nothing else that can happen. You go up to someone, because a lot of people, like, I'll do it with my friends, it's like, they're just scared to ask someone, and I'm like, what's gonna happen?
Yeah.
You're gonna die? The world's gonna start corrupt. No, literally, they'll say no, and they'll walk on, get on with the day, next person.
Yeah.
And it's not as bad as it seems, but I feel like people overthink, like...
Of course it is. It's the overthinking,
Yeah.
mate. That's all it is. Because that's why I think Bobby asked the question the way he did, how do you get the balls, is because for us, we've always had the idea of doing something like that, but the thing is, I don't know.
takes big balls, man.
You've explained it. For us, we're still at the stage of like,
I think
I don't really want to put a mic in front of someone. Do you know what I mean?
I think a lot of listeners would definitely appreciate hearing this from you now, because maybe they thought you just literally stand there and people come, or you just jump out. But it's good to know that even you, from what you look like, you started off a bit nervous and a bit like, but the main thing you did was go back and you didn't let it deter you. You said, you know what, I'm gonna keep going, rather than like
it's just like any other job, though, isn't it? As in like the more you do it, the better you're gonna get at it. And obviously your viewers and your followers, and they sort of reflect that, and you've managed to get past that bit. Whereas where I don't know, like, again, don't have the balls for it.
That's it. I mean, what's good segue to go on to? What is the future plans for the Original African? Then what's gonna make you even more than a success than you are now? Do you know what I mean?
So I feel like with my main selling point, what I want to push is just the black Geordie, so just northern stuff, because I feel like it's just the top content out there is southern content.
I love that. I'm picturing, as soon as you say Black Geordie, for some reason, I'm picturing Geordie Shore and you photoshopped in on the right hand side like that.
Yeah, that would be a good video idea, isn't it? But it's like, I just want to, because people like the northern comedy. It's just, there's not enough being pushed out there, because there's people who have made it.
So basically,
Willingly, True Geordie, and they've got to a point where, like, I don't want to say sell, because True Geordie obviously used to do, what was it? He used to do that football talk, where he used to do the football talk, this is that, and it's like you get to a level, and then you sort of like, you move to London. It's like, well, why do you not do stuff here anymore? Why do you not bring stuff here? And I want to be like a gateway for you. So what I want to do is, the one big thing is Townie's on tour. So I'm looking for a sponsor to pay for me to go from. So we start at Scotland. I think, is London the lowest, or does it go lower than that?
Probably lower.
Like I mean, you can go to Southampton and stuff.
All the way to the bottom.
You can go to Land's End if you want.
So for like, once I chat to my girlfriend, it's like, I want someone to sponsor me. So you know what I mean? 'Cause it's gonna be like,
you gotta get that permission. You gotta get that permission.
I want to go away for a year.
Top of Scotland to the bottom.
Yeah,
of
so we just do boom, boom, boom.
So what is it? Sorry, it's John O'Groats all the way to Land's End. That's the sort of the top to bottom sort of thing. But
so
obviously
like
you've been
that, so you get different cities, and it's just like, once I put my imprint there, even if I don't get a big following, it's just they know I'm there, and then it brings more eyes to the north, because
so you're gonna do the Hardest Man UK then by the end of it.
So it's gonna be like all the hardest men in the different cities.
Why is the Foot Asylum? Get on that, man. Get on that right now. Hardest
We'll tag Foot Asylum in this.
That's the aim. I need a good sponsor who's gonna. I need a sponsor out with a dream of, like, we need to have a similar vision, like you said, the watered down stuff. Like, there's a certain amount of watered down I can accept, but I don't want it to get to the point where it's just like,
you're losing.
Yeah, it's not even me. Like, we're getting the views, but I see all the time. There's big channels, especially on Facebook. It's like your fans don't even like your videos anymore. They're just commenting, "Oh, go back to the old you. Go back." And it's like, you can
In a way,
clearly-
you can't. In a way, you can't. Or can you? Like,
you can't
need to-
because you
need to move on.
You need,
It got bigger. That's the thing.
It's all complicated, but I want a company that understands my vision, and I need to get a team. That's the plan. That's why I want to drive as well. Because if worst comes to worst, and say they just want to sponsor, let's say a little bit, we'll sleep in the car. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's part of the hustle.
Yeah.
If we got the car, and that's why I'm trying to get a nice car with electric heated.
Just in case they get you to
heated
sleep in
seats.
there.
So then I'll lean that chair back, sleep. Boom.
Nice.
Yeah, because like
Get yourself in a state. Get yourself in a state. Do you know what you need, right? Genuinely, right? Get yourself an old estate, like, you know what I mean, like an estate car, like an old BMW 5 Series or something like that. Very cheap, loads of miles. It doesn't matter because you're going to be traveling up and down. Got in more than enough space in there for like to fit 2 people to sleep or 3 people to sleep. Do you know what I'm saying? Or you can get yourself a van.
And your equipment in the back as well.
Yeah, and your equipment in the back. But like, you don't even need to get a brilliant car. Do you know what I mean? I think that would even make it even better if you had like an old style BMW. Do you know what I'm saying?
Get
Like,
one of them mystery machine vans, you know, Scooby Doo was in. Get one of them ones, man.
yeah.
no, please don't get that.
Nah.
No, please don't get that. No. I think
Nah, I've got a plan. So there's one car, like, there's gonna be the car that's gonna be mine, like that beauty. Like, I've got to get that Jaguar. Like, I'm getting
which
the
one? Which Jag you get?
XF.
Yes,
That's nice. That's very
Yes,
nice.
I've got to get that. Just
So you didn't like the XJ? Too
What?
big? XJ is too big.
I haven't looked at any of the other ones because I like the saloon types in it.
That's what it is. Look at the Jag XJ. Trust me.
Really?
I love my Jags. I really love my Jags, but XJ over the XF.
There's something
Again,
sexy about a Jag, man.
Do you know what it is?
I don't know what it is
Exactly.
in it. It's
Yeah.
just something.
after we come
It's
off
like
the
a Bond
podcast,
style
honestly,
car.
I'll show you the XJ, and you will genuinely fall in love with it. Again, that's you know, if you're
Yeah.
looking at Jags, that's probably the best one to go for. But
So
you know,
once again,
That'd
be
be his
sick.
dream, man. He had a
Yeah,
dream
once-
of an
once
XF.
in it.
because you didn't even know about the XJ,
I
man.
wanted the XF.
Yeah, I want to go to the moon, but no one told me about Mars and shit. Do you know what I'm
true
saying? Like,
say,
in it. So it's one of those things. I'm not going to stop you from buying an XF. By the way, Jaguar, I will not stop any of your customers from buying your cars. You know, they can buy whatever
Sponsor
they want.
us.
Yeah.
I will only advise sponsors. So, but no, no. Obviously, I mean that's a great plan to have, though, isn't it? Like, I mean, without going into too much detail about it, because I'm guessing you haven't fully. Obviously, it isn't fully planned
Yeah,
yet.
yeah,
Do
it's
you know what
not
I'm
fully
saying?
planned because I don't want it to even just be just a public video. So I've got so much because I want it to be so for that year. If we can get good, strong content that we can sell this, you know, in Practical Jokers, basically what they're doing. I want it to be good.
love that, yeah,
We
yeah.
upload it and we sell it. Because I want to even do, like, let's say rating kebabs in different cities. Because it's like there's different like
Well, I
food
was gonna-
tastes different in different
I was
places.
going to say,
Possibly.
YouTube wise, obviously you're a guy who's got your hands in all pies in it because you're not just the guy who finds out who the hardest guy is. You've done stuff like from FIFA to actual music
Music
reactions.
videos, yeah, reaction.
and even videos themselves like your disses and stuff like that. So you've actually done quite a lot of stuff there. It's one of those, isn't it, where in terms of like going, like you said, going up and down and finding out who that is. It's not you're not just going to be doing that. You're going to be doing other stuff. And
This, the
there's
vlogging
things,
side of
Yeah.
it. Like I want it to be a big project.
Yeah.
It'll either happen if we get the sponsor, it will definitely happen next year. But if not, the year after, because even if we don't get the sponsor, we're going to do it ourselves.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's what I'll save.
Would you? Because just the way that I'm picturing, like for yourself, you've
Don't
got
say
you've got the
mystery
nice,
machine.
you've got the nice car. No, not mystery machines. You got the nice car. Like, are you thinking, you know, sort of, you know, even put cameras in the car whilst you're driving, include that in your footage,
Yeah,
like a Top
yeah.
Gear, like a Top Gear style. Do you know
Yeah,
what I mean?
even
Like,
the carpool, like, say when we're traveling
Yeah, that'd
from
be
city
class.
to
That's what I'm
city,
saying,
like,
yeah.
we're listening to music,
Yeah,
chill,
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
chatting.
yeah.
cameras on there in the
Yeah.
background. If it finds anything funny, then you post it. That kind of thing. No, that's really good.
And hopefully, if it
honestly.
goes well, I would like to make a series of it. So it's like we can get, let's say, I do it with different content creators. You know what I mean? Because collaboration is key. That's what I
You could
love.
like drive to someone's fucking
Yeah,
yard, beep
someone's
beep,
yard, boom.
they jump in. It's like
yeah,
a little
with me,
drive
him,
round.
he takes you down the city,
That'd
teaches
be
me this,
class.
is that.
You go
So I've
find
got-
the hardest guy. Or blah,
Yeah,
blah,
it's
blah,
like I've got a big dream with it, innit? It's just all of this because I feel like for me, I got a bit lucky because I was one of the first guys to do with the public videos, which pushed my channel. And like once you get that big push, it pushes you, but it leaves everyone else down there. And I feel like I want to like get to a point where we have something, I don't know what, but something for content creators in the Northeast because I feel like we have it so hard.
We
Because
have it,
everything
yeah,
in
yeah.
London, they could do the exact same stuff as us and just bang more views,
Because
Yeah.
it's from
more
London.
numbers. Yeah.
But do you feel like, you know, like in terms of YouTube, because obviously it's not just the UK that watch it, it's global, you know, it
Yeah.
could be all across. do you feel like they even know that the Northeast exists? If you're from Philadelphia or India or something, you just think Manchester and below, don't you? Really?
Yeah, I think it
How do you
depends on
change that?
it depends on what, because in football, I can't lie, there's a lot of American fans who I meet at the football ground.
Yeah.
So it's like they know the football scene, but it's like with the content
Where
creators.
at St.
St.
James's
James's Park,
really?
yeah.
There's Americans.
Yeah,
in all
Americans there. It's mad, them, like, different races. Like,
Right.
I feel like once you've got a Premier League team in your
Well, they
city.
had the movie, didn't they? They had
Yeah.
Goal, the movie. So
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah,
know.
exactly.
That doesn't
The
count
movie as
anymore.
well, but-
Three of them and shit. Yeah,
Three of
it's
them?
awful movies.
And like once you got
anyways.
a Premier League team, it's like people, okay, football, everyone loves football across the world, and it's like, especially when you have top quality players in that league, so everyone will be watching.
Yeah.
But like with normal content, like when I look at TikTok, surprisingly, that's pushing my American audience, so I'm not complaining there. But on YouTube, I would love an American audience because America's so big that if you just got a state to be watching
Yeah.
the numbers would be ridiculous.
Ridiculous, yeah.
Millions per state.
Ridiculous,
Talking
because we're
50
so
states,
small
Yeah.
that once that's why a lot of like UK artists be doing, like they try go over and sell themselves in America because it's so
They just want to
big.
get,
America,
they want to get
yeah.
part of that market, isn't it?
Once
That's
you
what it
get-
is.
If you look at American like artists, and look how, imagine touring America. You could tour how many states? How many states
50
is it?
states.
50 states, yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like how many tours in one state? Then you could just you could tour for till you die
That's
if
your,
you
that's
want.
your life, isn't
You
it?
know what I
Literally,
mean?
yeah, you can make your life out of
That's what
touring America.
comedians do,
Absolutely.
like even big comedians,
Big
like
comedians,
Bill
yeah.
Burr and stuff like
Lee
that.
Evans,
And
Lee
that's
Evans
what-
did a
that's
massive
what you
tour.
want.
Still making
Yeah.
maybe not now because of Corona.
Yeah.
Maybe this is the only time they've actually stopped.
Yeah.
But they must have just been touring because in America you don't
That's why you
stop
make
because
the
you
money.
never go to the same
Yeah,
place. do
because
you?
it's
In a
so
way, you don't have
big
to.
and it's like that's what I want to travel. Like I said, once we do the
That
UK,
would
we
be
make
class.
it globally.
Yeah.
And it's like I just want it to evolve because I know there'll be other things that could, like when you do something, like when you plant a seed, sometimes you get a little side little thing that you never expected. You know what I mean? And you're like, ooh, this was nice. And when you're not doing nothing can happen really. Like nothing, like you're networking. Like let's say I could talk to you one day. I could meet someone who's looking to get on a podcast. I could plug you. One day you could have an interview with someone who has a similar dream to me. You could plug me, and it's like if we didn't have this meetup, that just couldn't
It wouldn't have happened.
You
It
know
wouldn't
what I
have happened.
mean?
Yeah, it would have
And-
been a struggle for both sides to get
Yeah.
to that next
Yeah,
stage.
yeah.
and
No,
that's why
absolutely,
it's
absolutely.
best to just do stuff because it could spark something. You know what I mean?
People, yeah.
Anything creative, whether it's music, whatever it is that you're doing, it's a collaborative nature. Like you said, you need to have people around you who are like-minded, because if you don't, then you're literally just fighting everyone else. So like watch me sort of thing. But if you've got
Yeah.
like-minded people,
Yeah.
they know the people who
Yeah,
can
I've
spread that
seen
out.
some of your collabs that you've done. I've seen the Tiana Lee one.
Yeah,
There's
that was
Northeast
really
Waffle.
good, like-
that was sort of podcasty. in a way,
Yeah,
if you
that
put
was
in a
gonna be
podcast
good, but
environment.
then because one she's like
Yeah.
she's amazing.
She's
like,
really good, yeah.
amazing, so talented, but she's a mom as well on the side, and it's like she got family, so it's like looking at it from like me, I'm a student. When I'm not at uni, I do what I want, you know what I mean? And once I finish uni, it's gonna be nuts.
Yeah.
But she's got that other life where it's like I don't want to become as selfish. Like I've got to understand their limits as well, and that's why I just want it to go at a nice pace where we get to the point where, like, if you look at this, I always go to the south, but like the top southern YouTubers all know the top southern YouTubers,
Yeah.
and then they know even the media upcoming ones.
Networking is-
Yeah,
So it's
yeah.
always you'll see like with Chunks, Young Philly,
Sharky,
Sharky,
yeah.
Nico, all of them. They all know each other. Whether they don't need to necessarily do videos with each other, but it's like once Chunks does a video with Philly, it's like all of Philly's friends now will know Chunks.
Yeah.
All of Chunks'
and
friends
one
now.
of Philly's friends
Yeah.
could have known Sidemen.
Yeah,
And then one of the
no
Sidemen.
Sidemen.
yeah.
And
That's
it's
how it
like
works.
you think,
And
and
that's
it's
what it
like
should
they're all
be, right?
doing work
Right.
together, and it's like
And that's why I think that's what makes me and I definitely know my brother and sister and people like that. That's what makes us enjoy watching it
Yeah.
more, because you feel the
Yeah, it's
the
connected,
enjoyment.
isn't it?
Yeah.
And you
Yeah.
actually, my mum says it sometimes when we're watching that compared to even like say even Friends or a show. You smile more at that because it's almost like your brothers, your cousins,
Yeah.
isn't it? It's like I'm watching my cousins, and that's the
Because-
enjoyment we get, and that's what
Because
you know
the
what I mean?
content that they do, it's just like lad content in
Yeah.
a way. Isn't it? It's
Yeah.
like stuff that we want to all sit around on a settee, have a fucking laugh, cameras on, make everyone laugh and stuff like that. Because that's why we like it so much. Because in a way, they're living a dream that we're trying to chase at the same. Like I don't mean that as in like sort of we'll never get there or anything
Yeah,
like that. I'm
yeah.
saying like that's the life that we want,
Yeah,
isn't it?
that's
That's the
the
life that we want. That's what it
You
is.
want to have your own house.
Yeah,
where
your
you
own
have
house
cameras
with your
set up.
guy,
Yeah.
Like,
and it's
You don't. Sorry to interrupt.
alright.
But I mean, you don't strike me as the type of guy who wants to do a 9-to-5 job. Do you know
Yeah,
what I'm saying?
no.
You will not get satisfaction from that.
And have you ever done a 9 to
never
5?
worked, never,
Don't
never
ever,
worked,
don't
never
ever do
will.
it. Don't ever do
Because
it.
I've seen like,
But this is why
yeah.
people have grey hairs. This is why people, some people obviously, like that's why they get ill, and obviously, you know what I mean. Like they get to that stage. It's because of that reason. Like a 9-to-5 job is just something that we've been
Especially
told to do.
when they hate it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
to survive, not even live, to survive.
to
To survive, that's
yeah.
it. I mean, we're not just like alive to survive, is it? Like
Yeah.
we're out here to make something
Working
whilst
to
we're
live or
here.
living to work, innit?
Yeah.
Exactly. We're here for like what? Let's say on average 70, 80 years. You know, if we're lucky to get to that sort of age, like fucking hell, what we got to show for it? Do you know what I mean? Like we need something there to show for it.
This is an inspirational podcast, man.
No,
This
the
is
thing
one of our most
The thing is
inspirational
with the YouTube, obviously because it's a streaming site, like it's become a streaming site, really, hasn't it now? Like rather than just an uploading videos. Like in the future, that's just going to be a major thing because now obviously you know start charging for YouTube, so you know that's going to be a platform
Yeah.
that's going to be around forever. But that's changing now, and you know it's making it a lot more difficult. Do you know what I mean?
You're absolutely right. Look at like we've been talking about KSI, and obviously if someone like him to even give this a 5-second look and go yes on his Twitter or whatever blows us up,
Yeah.
which is crazy.
Absolutely,
isn't it?
absolutely.
Like
world
that's
we
how
live
it
in,
works.
yeah.
That's
You
it.
could literally just put one letter on next to a tweet that you've made or we've made, and our
Love it.
lives are set.
Exactly, you'd love
Our
it. I'd
lives
love
are
it.
set.
I get excited. Right, I listen to obviously because I'm an Arsenal fan. I listen to their own like sort of podcast that they do. It's called Arse Blog. I listen to. Anyways, that's not why I mentioned it. And basically, what was I going with this point?
Boo. Right, next point.
I hate you.
Forget
I
the
hate you
Arse
for the
blog.
booing. I
Who
hate you
gives
for
a
the
shit
booing.
about
No,
Arse
sorry.
blog
No.
podcast?
No, my point was that when I message, when I send in a question sort of thing, because I enjoyed obviously listening to it. When they answer,
Aubameyang missed another chance.
when they ask the question, when they ask the question, I get excited over that because it's like
Yeah.
he's a celebrity to me. It's like shit.
Yeah.
I like this guy. Do you know what I mean? So, but yeah, that was my
speaking of
point.
time, let's
Sorry,
get
we
rid of
can't hear you. The mic is actually off. So that's the end of that. Thank you so much, Bobby, for popping in and doing some work today. Thank you so much for that. No, but you get the point though, isn't
Yeah,
it? Like it's that
100%.
sort of situation where they are celebrities and we get excited over it.
Yeah,
It's
that's
something
what you need.
small. Do you know what I mean? But
Yeah,
that's,
and I
that's,
feel like we're doing well as well now, like, because it used to be like boys only collabing with boys and girls only collabing with girls, and now it's just all getting intertwined, and it's like, right, it's all working, but come up to us, like we're here, you know what I mean?
We're waiting for you,
They
sort
were
of thing.
waiting
Yeah,
for
yeah,
you,
yeah,
and it's like a lot of them, because there are some, like, there's some great content creators down here. There's the Irish guy who does HITC Sport. There's like Demi Donnelly. There's
Demi
like
Donnelly,
yeah,
yeah.
like it's like I'm trying to like if we can like they can just look at us and see we've got the talent down here.
yeah.
That's all they need to look. And once they see that, okay, they've got the talent, bring us into that circles where it's like, yo, do you want to come for, like, we'll drive up,
Yeah.
you know what I mean,
Shit.
down, you know what I mean?
You know what?
Shit, we
Do
said
you
that
think-
many times.
Do you honestly think that accents are a problem? And if they are, how much percentage you think they're holding us back?
Nah,
Do you think they're a
I
problem?
don't think it's a problem. I think that's what makes it better because like,
That's what I always
If you want to put a pie chart out and a
if you
bar graph
watch-
percentage and stuff like that, what's this guy?
because if you look at
Mathematician over here.
the way like a lot of people like London slangs became a big thing. A lot of people like
Huge,
Tony,
right?
yeah, innit? And it's like even when on that Foot Asylum, what was it, Locked In? When they done Locked In, like they were
yeah.
teaching someone London slang. It's like, okay, cool,
Yeah.
right? Once eventually people will get bored of everyone trying to learn London slang. Cool, let's learn some Geordie slang. Let's learn
Yeah,
some Geordie
exactly. I
words. Let's learn
remember
some
you doing
T-shirt.
that. Yeah,
You know
yeah,
what I mean? And it's like there's so much like it's just culture in it. Like the Geordie stuff that we do, because they'll do their stuff. We'll have some similarities, but then we'll have some differences. It's like, let's mix these things. It's just because I feel like we haven't been given a good chance. And like, because it used to only be London. Then Manchester got a bit of light. Then even Birmingham got a bit of light.
Yeah.
And we need our light. And this is why I'm saying we
Do you
need
think it
content
goes
creators.
with the rapper as well? Do you think because obviously Manchester, Bugsy Malone, Birmingham Socks, and
Yeah,
JK,
it
we
does
need
that.
a grime
but
artist up
they,
here,
but they
don't we?
stay there. That's what I'm saying. Everyone who does well in Newcastle,
Yeah.
I don't blame them 100%, but they move strategically. They go straight down because that's where all the jobs are. And it's like we need someone to take a gamble on Newcastle and be like,
That's
no.
where it ends, though, isn't it? As soon as they go down, that's where it ends.
Yeah, because it's
we have
like
to start from
you
beginning
belong to
again.
them, yeah. Because
We have to
all the
start from
stuff you're
beginning.
going to be doing, all the fundings you're going to be getting, you just be pushing that.
Now you're just a northern guy
Yeah.
doing southern like that,
Yeah.
rather than just being your own guy.
Yeah,
That's
rather
the
being
thing,
a northern guy in the north, because
Yeah.
the North, the reason they don't want, the main thing we get pushed is football. You know what I mean? Look how big Newcastle is, like one of the biggest stadiums, and it's
Biggest
like,
fan
you know what I mean,
support,
biggest fan base, and that's not because we're bigger than London. It's just because we've got the passions there, and like people believe. Like Newcastle's very supportive, but if we don't give ourselves, like, if someone leaves to London, the Geordies, they're very like, is it patriotical? What's the word where you love, like,
kind of
so like, let's say if you leave Newcastle to join another team, they hate you, boom, instant. So it would be similar to that. Like, the kids might love you, but as a whole, if you stay in Newcastle, they'll keep pushing you and supporting you. But once you leave, it's like, oh,
you're
fuck
their
you,
guy,
then,
innit? You are their guy. That's the thing. But we can't. We haven't, like I said like we said before, we haven't had that in a very long time here in the Northeast. Do you know what it is? I just feel like it feels like that. They're just not shining. Like you said, we need our light. It just feels like they're not rotating our way. Do you know what I mean? It's like they get somewhere. It's like, do you know what? Let's go back the other way. Then they never
they
reach
give us
to
the
us.
scraps, I think.
Absolute scraps. And the thing is, and that's why, obviously, that's why we're so glad that you came on, just to show that we fucking got talent here. And listen to the other like podcasts that we've had, to our listeners and stuff like that. Like we've had talent on this show itself, and we're not even that big. Do you know what I mean?
Exactly.
We're not even that big.
And talent here.
Exactly. There's a lot of talent, whether it's music, arts, whatever the hell it is, right? We've got everything. We've had someone who's got an allotment, and he's sort of he's growing food. He's growing food to feed the block. It's literally called Feed the Block.
He wants to grow his allotment. His goal is, through his Instagram and all that, his goal is getting this allotment the size that he can actually feed his own block. Just off this veg patch.
Do you know what I mean? It's stuff like that. Yeah,
that's talent. That's talent.
That's what you need. And I feel like the people go to London, even like going there is not the problem, but come back. You know what I mean?
Come back. Learn what you need to learn. Bring it back up here.
Infiltrate, take over. Go there, blow, come back.
Buy a house, do whatever the fuck you want. Come back.
Even KSI,
Absolutely.
he dated that last Shona from Newcastle. So it's like he knows Newcastle's on the map.
Yeah, but he never.
So Shona should have even.
Shona,
come on, where Shona take over?
Fucking hell, Shona, come on,
infiltrate.
Like infiltrate, bring it back. Don't just get sucked in.
Yeah,
the system.
like I love London, they do great, but we need some like too Westic as well. You know what I mean?
Have you been down there, done content there, or?
No, I haven't. No, it's not that. It's just I don't know anyone like where it would be worth my time. I've had someone from London. This guy called Repnik TV. He came down here and then like he blew on TikTok. He's got like 2 million followers. But like he came down here and we done content. It's finding the hardest people on a night out, and that was real good. And I wish he stayed on YouTube because we could have done more YouTube stuff. Because TikTok is like, even me, I'm hitting places like America. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So TikTok is calm, but YouTube's where like the dreams are. TikTok's like part of the dream, but YouTube's where like the hearts are.
YouTube is definitely where you make your that's it.
Absolutely.
Maybe I need to box up some kids, like
hey, that's cool, man. That's cool. That's all right.
I need to if I can find a good person for a boxing fight, I'll do it, and then I'll just. The plan is right.
You guys will
find someone, and
boxing fight, innit?
See, this is all. I'll just call out so I'll fight someone who's quite well known, but not probably well known, and then we just call people out. So we plan. Yeah, we want the Will and A. We want blah, blah, blah. Just try to get a bit Twitter feed, even if they don't accept.
Stephen
as long
tries,
as they talk about it.
That's it.
Once they talk about it, I'm like, all right. Stephen Tries doesn't want it, but there's 100,000 you watching who wants it. Then
you know
we
what
get another good content creator.
I was going to say we can actually tag all these people in there.
What? You know what I mean?
The episode, they would tag them in it and be like, "Yo, we're ready for you. Let's bring it."
Buddy.
I was saying to Larry as well, when you watch your stuff and you, obviously say the Find the Hardest, that especially. How funny would it be, like, even in terms of just a show, if you're doing all this and then randomly you turn around, Stephen Tries is there. Who's the hardest in your area? Like that kind of stuff. You know what I mean?
That's some good stuff, honestly.
It's getting content
that's all you
out there,
need.
creators coming together, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's the funniest thing out there, man, right now, when these creators come together. Like you said, cooking and with the Foot Asylum, where they got, was it Nella Rose?
Yeah,
and they got
it's just, it's nice. It's like...
different people coming in. It's like, these guys are... maybe not millionaires, but these guys are close to it.
They're well known. It's like when they used to cross over like Simpsons and Futurama. Yeah. Or they just cross over. You'd love them, and
beautiful,
it's like
beautiful.
That's what you
any
want.
crossover in a show. Any crossover in a show was brilliant.
Wait, what? Is it they're in the same universe? What? Yeah. It's just like wow, and then you'd watch it like Family Guy would cross over with American Dad. You know what I mean? You just love it, and that's what we need. We just need someone, and whoever's watching this, have faith in the North because we got the talent.
Have faith in the
We
North.
got
That's
talent.
true. That's absolutely true.
Just needs a break.
Yeah,
and
it's a
that's
matter
it.
of time. We
Give
need
this guy a
someone
sponsor,
to
flip it.
make it
Yes.
and just not leave here like tsunami or
Leave it
even
here.
because if you keep it, because this is the thing, even if Blue, let's say Teesside, Newcastle, wherever, we're so close to each other that the roots will just
Spread.
in
yeah.
it spread there. Like
Even to an extent, Leeds. I
Yeah.
would even class Leeds
Yeah,
to
yeah,
Newcastle.
definitely.
yeah, you know what I mean. We could literally
That's the
just
boundaries. That's the boundaries
That's
of
a
the North.
family
Yeah.
in a way,
Yeah,
isn't
yeah,
it? 'Cause
yeah.
in my opinion, I like the North. I love the North because I think the people are
It's
just
peaceful.
totally
It's a
different up
peaceful
here.
place
Yeah.
up here, man.
Peaceful. I feel friendlier, but I don't mean that in like they're not friendly down south. I mean they're more openly friendly here. Whereas maybe down south again,
Because there's that many people down
just
south.
in a hustle,
yeah.
aren't you? You know,
Yeah,
hustle and
yeah,
bustle.
yeah,
Up north here, you just you know people actually smile. People look at
Yeah.
you.
Yeah.
Wherever it is, you can actually talk. So we need to get that essence up here. Don't we?
Yeah.
We need to. That's the thing. We need to.
Look. The thing is, this is exactly the reason why we started this podcast. We want to bring as much attention to the Northeast as possible, even though we are just starting out ourselves. But anyone who listens to this, you know, they're going to hear us banging on about the North, and at some point, someone will type in Middlesbrough
Yeah,
in the
what-
Google
yeah,
search.
yeah,
What's
yeah.
happening in Middlesbrough? What's going on
Why
here?
do
Do you know
these
what I'm
guys
saying?
talk about it so
Who
much?
are these people that they're talking about? But look, everything that obviously that you've done yourself, you know, in your videos, your socials, we're going to put everything. You know, we're going to promote as much as we can, especially since you're on the same page as us with about the Northeast. You know what I mean? Because there is obviously we do get a feeling that there is some people who do what they do, like their music or whatever, and it's just for that step to go to London. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It just feels like you don't feel that way. It feels like
Yeah.
you because obviously
it's
you
like a
you-
football player playing for Shakhtar Donetsk. You're just waiting for that Man City call. You're waiting for
Exactly.
that.
Exactly.
So it's, you can even
It's the
see
next
it with
step.
the music. Like people are making music. Like there's some guys who've never spent a day in London, and they sound like they're not even from Newcastle. Like you grew up in the
use your
innit?
accent. Use your
The way
accent.
I
that's
So
it.
you Cockney.
You know what I mean? And I'm like, I knew you as a kid. You never sound like that. And like,
Yeah.
I get your point, but it's like once you brand yourself as that, you can't now sell North with
Yeah,
that accent.
I'm from the
you know what I mean?
Northeast with a Cockney
Innit?
accent.
Like,
It
look
doesn't
at
work like that, bro.
H. His accent is so broomy that you know when you
Proper.
listen to him, I'm like, yo. He's a Brum artist. Oh, there's talent in Brum.
Yeah.
But if he had like that London accent, you just think automatically London.
Yeah,
And you wouldn't even
he's
be looking
another,
at him,
he's
bro.
another
innit?
artist from
Yeah.
London. Is it? That's the
And
only thing I don't like.
If anything, that's probably why the London artists have done so well because they're so much like
We're,
themselves.
we're
They're so
feeding
London.
them as well. Like,
Yeah.
all of-
Skepta, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? He says his words and all that. You know, the ass.
Yeah.
In the asshole. Yeah. Asshole.
All that. I'm
Yeah.
just saying, it says all that, and people love it, don't they? They attach it to them, and then Birmingham and all that, they've got their own. We've got
Yeah.
our own. We say Luke and Book. and
Yeah,
all
you know
that.
what I mean? We don't want to be
Doesn't matter.
B-Tech like Londoners because if we copy
Yeah.
them, we'll never be the original.
Exactly.
So,
Be proud of.
innit?
Be proud of where
Geordie
you're from.
slang,
But
we need this.
Maybe
Stand up.
sorry to interrupt, but that's maybe why then, isn't it? That's literally the reason why we're not being recognised is because we're sort of blending in with the rest
Yeah,
of the
but-
Londoners, and it's like, oh, where are you actually from? It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
You're already in the pile now. It doesn't matter where you're from. Do you know what I mean? But
Yeah,
as if
and I
you-
feel like we're feeding them as well.
Yeah,
Like,
absolutely
If we
we are.
do more London music, it's just saying that your stuff's so good that we're copying it.
Right,
All
we
right,
have to
cool.
copy it,
innit?
yeah.
Like it's like someone like copies you but never wants to be better than you, innit?
Yeah,
Like you,
yeah.
it's like when people like there was a big time everyone wanted to be Stormzy. It's like they've got Stormzy, so why would they want someone who's not Stormzy but like Stormzy?
Like Stormzy.
Innit?
Why
You've
would you
got,
need that,
innit?
yeah?
You've got
You've got
Stormzy.
the Stormzy,
Innit?
do you know what I'm saying?
So why,
Yeah,
why would
absolutely.
we, unless you want pennies and this is what's happening to us, we're getting the scraps.
We are
Right.
literally getting
Okay,
scraps.
he sounds like Stormzy. Let's put him in a little parody thing. We'll give him like what, £200. But for the big shows where Stormzy's getting paid millions,
Where
they're gonna,
you?
they're
Damn
not,
shame.
they're not
It's
gonna
a-
get
They're
you.
not gonna get
it's a
Stormzy
damn
B,
shame.
are they?
It really is a damn shame.
Stormzy B. Oh, we got C as well if B's feeling ill, and it's like,
Oh, go all the way down
it's
to
madness.
G.
It's absolute. It's honestly, it's absolute madness.
We don't know about a Parmo. What is your ideal Parmo? You got to explain it to us from the beginning, as if you were making it yourself. You were the chef.
From the chicken, free range, or
Everything.
no, I'm just kidding, not the free range chicken, but no, on the
How would you
chicken.
catch the chicken?
Rocky
Right.
style or what? No, okay.
so straight. I'm from Africa, so you choke the chicken and you break its neck, cut its head up. That's put you off. Nah, so basically, yeah. Right. These palm
There's
was
the
right.
feathers in there. Oh shit, man.
So everyone likes chicken in it, and it's like you get bored of just the same old chicken,
Yeah.
and you're like, how can you spice it up, right? So you get the chicken and then you add a cheese base. Look, I'm not even a cheese fan. I hate normal cheese,
What?
yeah. But I
Okay.
like melted cheese, like pizza cheese, yeah. And a parmo is like a chicken / pizza / heaven, right? So
I see that.
And the thing is, when you first start with parmos, you start off like, like a virgin with your missionary. You just get your plain parmo, and it's like, all right, this is all right. You get used to it, yeah. But it's just so many flavors, yeah. My go-to parmos is either the bolognese one or the sweet chili chicken one. You get from Nando's, yeah. No, Manjaro's, yeah. And like, you ever put food on your mouth and it takes you back to home, like Africa.
What,
Like,
you have got palmos in Africa?
Yes.
what?
Yes,
no,
yeah.
no, but that I don't know. It's got.
Yes,
a
I know that
flavour
feeling, I know that
takes you
feeling.
back to when you were a kid, and I don't know why it does that. But you ever want to feel young again? You get yourself a palmo.
Back in the days. Back in the days when I used to bask in the sun, do you know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Back when I was chasing chickens.
Your ideal one's a nice bolognese. What kind of bechamel sauce you like on that? Thick, like the white
Whoa,
sauce?
hang on, you don't put bechamel on bolognese, do you? I thought it was just chicken breaded with bolognese on top, right?
Oh,
Just
shit.
bolognese, yeah. So you keep it simple. Sometimes you see, there's a thing. It's like I said, it's like sex. Sometimes you get too complicated and you're trying loads of weird stuff. And like,
Yeah.
whoa.
Yeah.
Slow it down.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
That's right.
Yeah. But hey, trust me.
And so the chicken, does that have to be very thin? Do you like it thin or is it
Crispy,
thick?
innit?
Or
It's gotta be crispy.
Yeah, it has to be crispy for sure. But
I like it in between because I don't like it too thick. There's time to get them fat ones where you gotta
Again, we're
dig it
talking
in.
about
literally-
sex,
And
that's-
we're
you're
talking about the
fighting
booty.
it.
Exactly,
know what
you
I
get the
mean?
big
That's
ones,
not what
you get the big ones now
Just
and
one
again.
where it's nicely close. You don't want it too thin because you want it filling in it.
Yeah,
There's
yeah.
times I've had a nice pommel, but I'm hungry, and then you're ordering more, and it's like that's a scam.
Yeah,
I know
yeah,
what you're
yeah,
on,
yeah,
but
yeah.
it's time to get the right ratio of chicken to cheese ratio. Just cuts nicely, sits in your mouth, and you don't have to be chewing crazy.
Chips? What kind of chips
What?
you going with? Thin?
No,
fat,
I like the
chunky?
proper chippy chips,
Chippy,
like the
chippy
big
chips.
chippy chips,
Nice.
not the fries, the chippy chips.
the fish and chip,
Man-
the fish and
man
chip shop
chips.
one. Yeah.
Man
But you go to
chips.
cans. You
Yeah,
go to cans.
Cans-
Yeah, so that's
they
that's
do-
why he likes that. That's why he likes that.
Proper chippy chips. They
Proper
don't do
chippy
the fries,
chips, man. That's what
fries
I'm
are
trying to
alright,
tell
but
this guy.
Proper chippy chips, yeah.
Can't have fries with a palmo. Nah.
It's nice, and you can just mix everything in. You can put the salad. Like me,
Yeah.
I lose my head sometimes because I'm like, where do I start? I'm like, do I want more cheese? Do I want more chicken? Do I want the salad? Do I want the sauce? And I just end up
Never
dipping
seen so much
everything.
energy.
And I just
That is
Nice.
a beautiful sight when you have like a little bit of cheese and bechamel just by themselves, just next to the chicken, and you've got the garlic sauce there, and you think, do you know what, I got to do
Garlic
it.
and chili, by the way.
Swirl it
Garlic
in.
sauce.
me,
chili
I
sauce.
can't lie. This is the one thing I go a bit mad with. Me, I'm a ketchup and garlic.
Yeah.
I
that's
mix them in.
Me
Like,
too.
That's
I'm
acceptable.
the-
That's
exactly.
acceptable. That's acceptable.
I'm
Yeah.
not a big chili fan. I'm more of a,
Really?
I'm more of a ketchup. More
yeah,
of a
ketchup.
chili.
all
Me,
the way.
ketchup is like my bread and butter. Like I can have ketchup with bread. Like
Oh,
anything.
do
in
you know what it is, bro? You're like my sister, right?
shit.
She eats rice with ketchup.
Is that?
I've
Is
seen-
that no? That's not normal.
Well, I mean, she
that's
literally
tense.
she
With
pulls the
ketchup?
chicken, right? Boiled rice. She pulls the chicken, puts it on top of it, squirts some fucking ketchup on top of it, and then mixes it. And
That's
to her, it's nice. I'm like, that is disgusting.
Me,
That is
the other day I
disgusting.
had rice mince, just ketchup. Oh, man! Oh, it
See,
hits
no,
different.
you just can't. When you've got meat, when you've got sort of ground meat.
You've done videos with your ketchup in just
Yeah,
to funny.
me and ketchup, yeah, we go way back.
Which
That-
ketchup?
that was my
Are you going
no
with the big
Heinz.
boys?
It's got to be Heinz.
Heinz all
Never
the
cheated
way.
on it. You never cheated on Heinz.
Hey, listen, yeah, times get tough when you're a student. You know,
You gotta look
when,
out.
when you're self-employed and you're just starting. Sometimes you gotta get the the little Aldi value ones, the 60p ones. But I'll never forget my first love. Like come on. When you get the Heinz one, yeah, it's a different connection. Like it's.
You just realize.
Did you ever try? Because when I lived in Germany, right, a while back, they used to have this ketchup. I can't remember if it's Heinz or not, but they used to have like peppers. They used to have like a hint of peppers in there, like green pepper. I don't. Again, never seen
No,
it.
I've
Never
never
seen
had
it. Do you know what it is? Right, never seen that. Again, actually, not Lidl. I lied. Lidl, they actually sell it because of German and stuff. But if you ever get a chance, I know you don't want to cheat on Heinz. I know you've got a nice relationship going. You hold hands, walk to the park, and all that kind of stuff. But just.
What,
Get a
try-
little lick of
Oh.
this, and then you're laughing.
So what you're telling him is, if he ever wants to cheat on Heinz, just go to a German shop and
Yeah.
find some mad
Look, if you're gonna
ketchup with
cheat,
green
look,
bits
if you're
in.
gonna cheat on if you're gonna cheat on anyone, it might as well be with a German, innit? So no, I'm just kidding. But no, do go to Lidl because obviously they've got the nice little ketchup. Since you're a big fan, but if you like Heinz, then I can't really
Hey,
talk you
black
out on
men
that.
don't
so.
cheat.
Hey,
I've
hey,
heard.
hey, it is what it is, Brad. You know what I'm saying?
know what,
I've
with
never
that-
I'm just giving options out here. we're going to come to a quick end on the podcast. By the way, we're going on for like nearly 2 hours, so you know, it's some good times.
Honestly, I appreciate it. This is actually, I'm not lying, this has been like one of the most educational podcasts.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Obviously, we do a lot of rappers. We do different. We try and get as much variety in the guests as possible. Main sort of thing bringing us together is from the north, but it's great to see someone from that other side. And I'm not too like proud to say. Obviously, you're a big guy to us, and to a lot of listeners out there. They'll be listening to this thinking, wow, he talks a lot of sense, but he talks like us. Even though you might not feel it, there is a sense of detachment. So honestly, we do really appreciate you coming on.
Absolutely.
And anytime you do want to come on, any message that you want to give,
if you want to vent off some any frustration,
you let us know. We've always got a spot open. Do you know what I mean?
This is a platform for that for sure.
Whenever, whatever, and hopefully the listeners who are listening can jump on your channel. Hopefully, tell you about us as well, and we'll get it. Like you said, we'll get more content.
Yeah, it's you know, sort of working together. It's the collaborative side of it. So yeah. Anyway, we will actually bring it to an end, won't we?
We'll bring it to an end. Do you have anything to say?
So basically, you only live once, so go out there and do it, gang.
Sick. Right, everyone, thank you so much for joining us for another episode of Parked Up Extra Space with your boys Bobby and Larry. We will be back in the next couple of weeks, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 3.5. We don't know. We just never know anymore when it happens. But thank you so much for being patient, and you know, I hope you have enjoyed the conversation that we have had with the. So you can find where can they find you?
You can find me on literally all socials except for Twitter, because I just don't understand Twitter.
Fuck Twitter.
But everything, fuck Twitter. I'll be on there soon, but for now, fuck Twitter.
It's a hard place to get into. But no, everyone, thank you so much for listening, and hopefully you'll join us for next time for another episode of Parked Up Extra Space with Bobby and Larry. And it's a good night from me.
And it's a good night from all of us.
And goodbye.
Boom.
Thank you.
Sweet.